Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's going on, good people? What's up? Back at it again, once again. Another morning. Had to take yesterday off on for personal reasons I won't get into. But I hate that. I like to do it Monday through Friday. Y'all know how I am, but I had to do what I had to do. Had too many things to take care of in the morning. Started to do a night show. Had a cousin in from out of town, broke a little bit of the quarantine rules, but who the hell isn't nowadays? Everybody protesting in the street. People forgot coronavirus existed. People out shoulder to shoulder like 1,000 deep, throwing shit at buildings. So there it is. So yeah, it's my brother's birthday. A lot of stuff went down. So I ended up not on the air. Had a little family gathering of select individuals. We weren't about to just have no big ass party, but select individuals that we knew and trusted been quarantining. We all got together and had a decent little time. It was fun. But what's going on, everybody? We back at it. Man, let's look. Let's see who came in here bright and early. We got 35 people in here already. Coming right on in. Shout out to the early bird squad, those that make it in bright and early. Drop a comment before the show even gets started. I appreciate that. D-Rock Den in the building. M. Perry, Watch Gamer Channel. What's going on? Oh, shit. Oh, that was loud as hell. My bad on that. But that's a good thing, because somebody made that phone ring. That was D-Rock Den. Thank you for the $5 Cash App. Right as I was saying your name, you sent the Cash App. I appreciate that. M. Perry says, hey, good morning, Brother Bernard. Long time. Are you saying that because I took 3 days off? Because I always take Saturday and Sunday off. Then I took Monday off. Just 3 days off. Or are you saying that because you just haven't been listening to the regularly scheduled programs? Watch Gamer Channel. Darth Paxer in the building. Christopher Clipper says, good morning. Good morning to you. Proud to be a simp. To question, who the fuck cares? I care. The Mac the Trucker in the building says, what's good, everybody? My man Pablo Freshcabar in the building. He says, good morning, America, or what's left of it. Damn. Good point. Damn good point. Excalibur, what's going on? Stephen Price says, if they're with a bad boy, they're not protected because of both of their mindset. Interesting point. Basically agree with that one. Rob Sawyer. Salhuddin El Rahim. Salute. Tank Johnson, Young J2116, Nuruddin in the building said, hey, Bernard, what's up? And salute to you, Nuruddin. Caesar D1 in the building. And Osama Abdu came through with a super chat. He says, what's going on, Bernard? Who do you have on today's show, my black man? By the way, when are we going to have the hilarious Ben D'Souza on with the question? And hey, Ben D'Souza haven't been back in a while. He was a semi-regular at one point. He really was a semi-regular at one point, but he just kind of dropped. I won't say dropped off the face of the earth, but he kind of dropped off from coming here. But no, Ben is always welcome back to come through with the interrogations. The last time I remember when he was on here, when he was interrogating ARC, man, and ARC just blew a gasket. He couldn't deal with it. That Like, you asking me these stupid ass questions. That shit was funny. ARC wasn't having no part of them dumbass questions. Oh man, yeah, that shit was hilarious. That shit was hilarious. But yeah, Ben D'Souza's always welcome. But y'all hit the like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in. Let's get this going. Like I said, the Mac the Trucker already hit that Cash App, and I'm trying to post my Cash App information, but this little clickety click ain't working. There it is. Trying to post that Cash App, but yeah. Even brought up Ben. I forgot about Ben D'Souza, and he used to come over here clowning. He used to come over here clowning. But yeah. Eric Archer says, new sub. What's up? What's up to you? Thank you for becoming a subscriber. I won't let you down. No, just but no, thanks. I appreciate that. Channel been growing, subs been coming in. Like I hit 2,000 the other day, and I was very, very happy about that. Hit 2,000 sometime last week. I shout out Kevin Samuels. He because I was sitting there at like 1,900, and then he mentioned me on his show, and it's like I went to sleep, woke up, and was at 2,000. So there it is. So I got to give them thanks for that. Thanks to Obsidian, Kevin Samuels, all the big names before me that came on here. Angry Man, ARC. Nothing but thanks, love, and respect to all y'all. There's so many I could name that O'Shea have been on here. A little bit of everybody has been on here. So yeah, I'm gonna forget names if I start naming. So I'm just gonna leave it right there. But there's so many others that I can name. I appreciate all y'all helping this thing grow. And speaking of Kevin Samuels, he sent me a email. I didn't even formally respond to it, but it was something that I covered that I'm not covering here today on that Ahmad Arbery case. It's getting more dicey and more details. They, the guy who pulled the trigger, the younger McMichael, based off reports, he stood over the body and called the man. Called him a nigger while he was laying there dying. Like, damn. That says a lot. Because one of the things with first degree murder is they got to show that the intent with that whole interaction was to kill. And I've always said, because no shots was fired until he, charged him to take the gun, that first degree murder charge, a good lawyer is going to be able to argue out of that. But if they can adequately pin the charge of racism on them too, then that strengthens the case. That they were what people knee-jerk reaction said, that they were just these evil racist white men out to hunt a black man. We frame it like that as black people all the time, but that's not necessarily always the case. Sometimes there were disputes, misunderstandings, disagreements, or one person just being a fucking idiot and shit hit the fan and somebody got shot. Sometimes that will happen and we'll just call it racism. And I try to make sure, in the name of being objective, I typically don't get knee-jerk reaction like that. And I did with the George Floyd thing, and I'm still on that. That cop was the worst. But I wasn't saying that so much with the Ahmad Arbery thing, because like I said, no shots were fired until he charged him. Now, they had no business getting out that damn car with a shotgun in their hand, giving him every right to charge him and do whatever he wanted to do, whatever he felt he had to do. But then you sprinkle in the whole, the race factor into it. And then shit gets a little different, if they, if it could be adequately, what I'm trying to say, if it could be adequately averaged into the equation that they're number one pursuit, other than the fact that they just look like some damn racist rednecks who would shoot a nigga because the wind was blowing. Other than the fact that that's how they look, if it could be adequately averaged into the equation that that's what they were doing, then yeah, then that makes the case stick even stronger. And David Monroe, that is good on you. He said, I think I want to refrain from commenting until more facts come out. They haven't started a trial yet. I'm glad you're taking that position because I don't even want to hear you comment. I don't even want you to set shit off. I don't. I do not want to hear you set shit off. So just forever hold your peace. Forever hold your peace. Nope, David. Nope. Hold your peace. Hold your peace. But that's true, and I agree with that. Black people are willing to believe anything if you put a racist spin on it. That is true. But let's just hold your peace. Hold your peace. Speak never and forever hold your peace. How about that? Because it's like I said, from the start, I'm rooting for them to get locked the fuck up. But I thought they was trying to pull some fuckery over with that first degree murder charge, and they still might be trying to. And will we see a country burn again? Because they got charged with first degree murder and aggravated assault. If the first degree murder fuck around and don't stick, but they get found guilty of aggravated assault and get a little smack on the wrist sentence for that, woo, burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn. They better find them guilty of that first degree murder. They better. Naima Buckner posted the info that we all need to see. Like, share, subscribe, and support the platform via Cash App at Bernard Riley $ Bernard Riley 99, or join the Patreon. Thank you very much for that. And all right. I agree. I agree, but there are legalistic ways they could probably get that first degree murder to stick. But second degree murder was a slam dunk, I feel. Second degree murder was a slam dunk. But first degree murder, that one might be tough to stick. But all right, to the topic. This came up on a previous show when we were talking about Black women not being protected. It was one where Faith was on there. I'm going to play a small clip from that too. But I feel like the Black manosphere has kind of made a misstep when it comes to the whole, Black women not being protected thing. Because if you notice, let's just say 5 years ago, before viral videos was all the rage, you didn't hear as much about Black women are not protected and they're not protecting us and you didn't hear that. You seriously didn't hear that. David Monroe, didn't I tell you be quiet, man? Chill out. Chill out. I'm about to get back into the main topic. He says, hate speech and hate crimes are an evil concept. Oddly enough, I do believe hate crimes should be a thing for this reason. If two men get into a fight and one man cracks a man over the head with a brick in the middle of the fight, okay. And let's say he knocks that guy unconscious, puts him in a coma. Okay. That was a crime. Give him some time. But if another man hits another man over the head in a brick, and they just didn't have a mutual fight, they weren't two people at a bar arguing over Michigan, U of M versus Ohio State in a football game, and they just got into a fight. It led to the parking lot, and somebody got hit in the head with a brick. Take that action of hitting the guy in the head with a brick, and then also look at this another situation where somebody got hit in the head with a brick, and a white person just camped out at that same bar, hid behind a truck, and just waited for a random Mexican person to walk by so he can jump out and crack him in the head with a brick only because that person was Mexican. That's a hate crime. Now, who's the bigger menace to society? The guy who cracked somebody in the head with a brick only because he was Mexican, or the guy who just so happened to get into a fight with a Mexican guy that escalated pretty bad and a brick got picked up and somebody got hit? One guy is a bigger menace to society. One guy is essentially a terrorist, and the other guy who just is a guy who just won a fist fight and in the middle of the fight used a weapon. So you see how the circumstances are different, how one person is fueled by hatred of another group of people. So letting that person walk around he's a bigger menace to society because the mere fact that somebody else has a different skin tone makes him attack that person versus the other guy who's just a normal, healthy, functioning guy who probably had a little too much to drink, who just so happened to get into a fight over a Michigan versus Ohio State football game and just so happened to hit somebody in the head with a brick in the midst of a fight as it was ongoing. One of those guys is a bigger menace to society. One of those guys is a bigger menace to society. So that's why hate crime, even though I get it, if somebody hit somebody in the head with a bat and they get 5 years, but if it was because of racism, they get more. That on its face, that does sound stupid. However, if you're going around clubbing people only because of their skin tone, you're a bigger menace to society than somebody who just hit somebody because they got into a fight over just some mutual random disagreement. That guy who hides out behind a truck waiting for a white person or a black person to walk by and hitting them in the head just because they got a different skin tone. That's different. That's a different level of violence. So that's why I'm not anti-hate crime laws. What I don't like is when a situation that had nothing to do with hate crime or racism or none of that gets jumbled into it. That's what I don't like. David Monroe says, every hate crime is a crime regardless of what race of the people you hate. Assault is assault. Theft is theft. The murder is murder. Hate crimes are why young white girls get on their knees for Black Lives Matter. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. You have the final word on that. All right. Going back to what I was saying. I said I wasn't going to forget where I was at, but I've already forgot where I was at. But like I was saying, I think the Black manosphere is making somewhat of a misstep, a sort of miscalculation. Because all of this talk about Black women not being protected, that shit really got started when videos really started going viral. Yes, we know the quote of Malcolm X saying something back in 1963. The Black woman is the most disrespected. I think he originally said disrespected, or I mean, some people do modify and change that quote to say something else, but I mean, he did say something about Black women not being protected. And, going back 50s, 60s, okay, understand the argument. And people use that quote all the time. But the concept, the idea, the notion that Black women are unprotected, it got a little more traction when videos started going viral. Videos of Black women, in rare instances, being attacked quite often by men of other races in these videos. It would every 2-3 months, we would see a video of a white guy attacking a Black woman, which is rare. Which is extremely rare. This is anecdotal what I'm about to describe, but what I'm going to get into in one of the points of this video is that a lot of the videos that we watch that go viral are also anecdotal. But this is an anecdote where I worked with a white guy at a big ass factory, a big ass plant. It employed like 5,000 people. When we got off work, there was a gas station across the street. It was like right down the street. And me and the white guy I worked with, we were talking about, and it was a Saturday night. We getting off work late on a Saturday night. I was working second shift. We're talking about how, both of us, our gas tanks was on E. We were so ready to get out of there and go home, but I was like, damn, I got to stop and get gas. Shit. And he was like, man, my gas light is on. I was like, yep. So we got to stop and get gas before we get on this highway and head on home. So right after me and him are leaving the parking lot, right after each other, I pull right in that gas station. He goes and hops right on the highway. So the next day I asked him, like, dude, I thought you said your gas light was on. He was like, yeah, that's why the first place I went is to go get some gas. I'm like, why you didn't go to the gas station right across the street? The reason he didn't do that is because that plant was located right in the heart of a black neighborhood. And it was a Saturday night. And so it was a lot of black people in, on their club shit, out there, it's loud cars, boom, 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 boom. You might see somebody, with the big wheels and all that shit. Spinning rims. They spinning, nigga, they spinning. Yeah, I remember that Chris Rock joke. But yeah, so you might see him out there with spinning rims. A little funny side note story. It was a guy who had some spinning rims. His car broke. He had an old Cadillac. Well, you know how they be riding them old schools, but some of them don't know how to take care of them. Fucking old school car broke down on the side of the road. This car broke down on the side of the road. His car broke down on the side of the road, but his rim still spinning. That shit was funny as fuck. I about died laughing. I almost was broke down on the side of the road when I saw that shit. Motherfucker's wheels was spinning while he broke down on the side of the road. But them wheels was spinning. They was clean too, boy. But anyway, the white guy I worked with, I asked him why didn't he go get gas right at the gas station across the street. And basically, he didn't want to because it was, using air quotes, a black gas station in a black neighborhood and a lot of black people there. So this white guy, even though he worked with black people in that union plant that hired a lot of black people, he was still scared of black people and scared of black neighborhoods to where he refused to stop and get gas. I'm like, well, damn, how far did you have to go? He said he had to drive like 10 miles on the highway. So I'm sitting there thinking like, damn, this white dude will get in his car and drive 10 miles on the highway with his gas light on before he stop in a black neighborhood and get gas. A black neighborhood that the facility that he works at is in. And I'm sitting here thinking, these rare instances where, videos are going viral where black women have gotten attacked by white men. And I'm like, these are the same white men that are scared to even stop and get gas in our neighborhoods. Like, you don't just see random white guys just comfortably, and unless they just that hood, rugged Joe Dirty ass white dude, or not, they don't all gotta be Joe Dirtish, but you understand what I'm saying. It's a certain type of white dude who he just from there. He probably went to school there. He just, he just comfortable. He just comfortable around black people. You get some like that. But I'm talking the average Joe white dude. They are not trying to be walking through black neighborhoods. They're not trying to stop and get gas in black neighborhoods. They not. But there's this whole thing the whole thing blew up online about men of other races harassing and attacking and doing things to black women, and black men are not doing anything to intervene. That became a whole thing online. And it has gradually changed over to the point where now it's like black men are being, the accused attacker of the black woman who's supposed to be protecting the black woman. And black men in this space have doubled down on the charge that black women are not protected by saying that, asking questions like, do you think you're just automatically entitled to protection? Are you worthy? Do you deserve the protection? You don't even respect black men. So why do you expect us to protect you? Or why do you this? And so and a lot of black men in this space have said that, well, other women get protected because they don't conduct themselves the way that black women conduct themselves. Now, all of those arguments aside, I don't think we've adequately examined the proposition that they're not protected. I don't think we've adequately examined that. We just accepted that. A lot of people accepted that just so they could throw a body blow back at them and say, y'all don't deserve it. And that's kind of being a dick. But let's examine whether or not they actually protected or not. Let's examine that one. In my estimation, there are 5 levels of protection that a woman can have from the society that she lives in. We got 114 people in here. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. I've been prolonging getting into the meat and potatoes of this because I'm wanted at least a clean 100 in here. We got 115. Let's hit that like button. Let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. I'm not even looking at them, but I know they look bad. I know they look bad. And I'm about to check them real quick. But like I said, there's 5 levels of protection. And in today's society, where today's society is rather safe, today's society is rather safe. So really what women want and need is just that feeling of security. I want to point that out before I get into it. The feeling of being safe is more important than whether or not they're, actually being attacked, because they're not being attacked. All the women that say black men don't intervene when something happens to us. Yeah, can any of those women actually point to a time where they were attacked or beaten in public and a black man didn't intervene? Very few of them can actually do that. But like I said, there's 5 levels of protection. The number one way of protection, is if you got a husband. That's number 1. The husband is the guy who has vowed before friends, family, his pastor, and God that he's going to protect you. You can't get more protection than that. The second level is, well, if you have a boyfriend, particularly a live-in boyfriend, well, I think we all can agree that he has the duties and responsibilities to protect that woman. Next level, and by the way, with the husband, boyfriend, particularly a live-in boyfriend, yes, if somebody comes through the window, there's a bump in the night, yes, he has to get up and handle that. But we do know that majority of the time, the so-called bump in the night, normally nothing, and people normally are not coming through the windows at night. Normally that's not happening. So the job of protector, yes, you are the watchdog, and when shit hits the fan, you're the one that has to go catch that shit. But shit normally does not hit the fan. We're not living in that world, especially if you're a halfway decent guy that got your shit together and live somewhere respectable, or if you're just not involved in a bunch of bullshit. I mean, yes, if you live in the heart of the ghetto and where a lot of houses get robbed, and yeah, you might have to, stand a post and might have to, open fire on somebody coming through the window. That may happen, but that doesn't happen that often. But also what it really does when she has that husband or boyfriend is it gives her that feeling of protection, that feeling of security, that feeling of she just sleeping like a baby because there's, man muscle laying next to her. So she don't have to think, she don't have to have on her mind what she's going to do if something happens. It's that feeling of protection, that feeling of security. That's what she really likes. That's what she's really about. That's what matters to her. That's what having a live-in husband and a boyfriend, a husband or a live-in boyfriend does. Other levels of protection is the family and friends. And I talked about all the time how so many black women, they got goons on speed dial. They always got somebody they can call up when shit goes down. We know of countless numbers of stories where a chick did something, was probably in the wrong. I'm going to show a video of that where a woman went and got her goon who just went ape shit on some people. I got videos for y'all today. This ain't just me talking. I got videos. Thank you for the super chat. Leo Anthony says, Black women do get physical protection by their brothers, fathers, male friends, and their man. I think they're mostly talking about protecting their image. That's interesting, but if they cared about protecting their image, it would be a lot of shit that they wouldn't do that they are currently doing. When it comes to what's wrong with black women's image, they control more of what goes wrong with their image than what other people do. When I look at white people and how they depict black women, just look at any commercial. It could be a direct TV commercial. It could be whatever. What do you normally see? You normally see actually a darker skinned black woman with natural hair in the commercial. And due to all this liberal diversity, they normally put her next to with a man of a different race. You know, whether you're looking at a Comcast direct TV commercial, a fucking Bounty paper towel commercial, they always mix up the race so they can try to, you know, advertise this multicultural, multiracial, post-racial, liberal, we are the world, we are the children, everybody join hands, form a love chain reality that they wish that we lived in, so many people. But we don't live in that reality. But when they do that, when I see black women in all those commercials, they're normally depicted very well, very pleasant, smiling, normally with darker skin and natural hair. So their image in the media is really not that bad. Where did their image go wrong? Social media. And who controls that? Well, after all, the people that records the videos. And what are people recording? They're recording black women doing ignorant shit. And they can't get recorded doing ignorant shit unless they are doing ignorant shit. You know, those you know, in those low income housing apartments where you see like a 10 on 10, titties out, weave flying battle royal 10 on 10 between, you know, a group of black women. It's not white people putting that image out there. And it's mostly black women there. So I would say black women are performing that act and recording that act and putting it out on social media. And that share button, I know people say, well, we don't own or control social media, but we own and control the like and the share button. And when we like and share that shit, it spreads. I'm going to get into liking and sharing things because that has a lot to do with this whole we're unprotected thing based off what goes viral. Black Wolf Inc. says, good morning, my brother. Oh, Captain, my captain. In all honesty, black women declare themselves independent and don't need us as allies. Let them fight. Interesting point. I'm going to get into that. But as I was saying, Leo Anthony, thank you for the super chat. And Black Wolf Inc., thank you for the super chat. The levels of protecting the husband and or live-in boyfriend, like I said, dangers are not coming your way. Your house is not being taken over. Nobody is storming your house like the beaches of Normandy or Helm's Deep. That's not happening. What that does is just give you just that feeling of security. You got family and friends, which black women do have, family and friends and people that they can call to help them out in a time of need, to come and react or do something and get something done. Nobody hands out more street justice than black men. So the notion and idea and concept of they're not being protected by their community, by their people, by their friends, by their family, by people that they could call on, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. You do not see, damn, hold on, let me make sure this mic is okay. You do not see white guys after they find out that that Julie has been assaulted or accosted in some way. You do not see a group of white guys showing up in fucking, you know, button-up shirts, long sleeve button-up shirts, cargo shorts, and open-toed sandals to come whoop some ass of somebody who did something, who pushed their little sister. No, they call the fucking police. That's what they do. That's what they do. If Julie was walking in front of, let's just say, a black barber shop, and fucking and something happened with a guy outside that place where she said something to him or he said something to her and she didn't like it, and then he just like pushed her and she fell down on the ground, they're gonna call the police. You know, her brother, her cousin, you know, Chad, Brad, and Billy are not coming up there cargo shorts and open-toed sandals ready to whoop Pookie and Ray Ray's ass. That is not reality. They're going to call the police. They're going to call the police. Black men are expected to go out and hand out that street justice, and then the police might get called. So in that realm of protection, Black women got more protection than anybody. Now, when it comes to that police protection, Black women got that protection. They do. Because if, let's just say, a Black man is putting his hands on a Black woman, and let's just say a white man is putting his hands on a white woman, when that police officer show up, does he do his job any more or any less when it's a Black woman being assaulted versus a white woman being assaulted? When it's a Black man who's the assaulter versus a white man who's the assaulter, do he do his job any more or any less? The answer to that question is obviously no. Obviously no. If a Black woman calls the police on a Black man, the police are going to show up and do their job. They're going to show up and sometimes overdo their job, as we've seen in other viral videos. So you really can't even use that one. All women in this country have access to the police. And when it comes to the police, Black men are well represented in the police force. Obsidian talks about how in Philly they got a 50% police force. I live in Michigan, not too far away from Detroit. It's I think a 56 or 58% Black police force. So in places like Philly, it's a 50% Black police force. Detroit, it's 56. I think 57 or 58. I forgot. But we're well represented in the police force. We're overall nationwide, we're represented at our population level, but in areas that are more populated with Black people, we're well over our national population. So when it comes to police, Black men are putting in on this. And I always say that Black people, we helped build this country. Shout out to Ramil, because he's arguing that we didn't build it. But I think it's fair to say we helped build it. I didn't watch that whole stream. I got to go check that one out. But it's fair to say we helped build this country. Our men fought in every war for this country. We live in this country. We're citizens of this country. We pay taxes to this country. We fund the government, which disperses those funds out to the police force that we participate in. So when it comes to policing, we do our part there as well. There's plenty of Black police chiefs. There's plenty of Black people high up. And yeah, it's still corruption, regardless of the color of the people high up on the police force, still corruption. But be that as it may, Black men participate in the act of policing. So in that realm of protection, Black women get that realm of protection. Now, so I've named before, as you got a husband, live-in boyfriend, family and friends, your brother, your cousin, your friends, the goons on speed dial, all of that, police protection, all of that. They got all of that. Oh, even though when I said husband husband and live-in boyfriend, let me back up because I didn't say this part. I didn't say this part right here. They don't have as much protection from their husband because they're not married as much. But I think that is an easily correctable thing if the culture changed. Yes, there are some guys who absolutely hell no, they won't go. They're not going to marry you. But every woman knows what type of man she can get commitment from. And when you talk to most of these women who are not married, who are talking about Black men don't want to marry and don't want to do this, don't want to protect and provide, when you interrogate them, you find out that 1, they've had multiple proposals. 2, they have a current guy who's a decent guy who wants more from them than whatever situation they got going on, but the woman does not want it. I've recently heard a stream where they were talking about this, where it was a situation where it was basically like she was saying, she basically can confess, say, we got our money, we got our own money, we can do what we want to do. We don't have to get with the guy out of necessity. We can just get with the guy that we want to. She's basically saying they can have their dick in freedom. They can get dick they can be the 3rd or 4th woman in the rotation of a select guy and get some dick and enjoy the dick and also have their own job, make their own money, pay their own bills. That way they don't got to be accountable or submit to nobody. They could be free and do what they want when they want, get some good dick and function in society, and they cool and they happy with that. There are so many of them that are happy with that, but they like to turn around and complain about men being sketchy and non-committal, even though, or pumping and dumping, even though what she just described was the female equivalent of pump and dump rhetoric. They do that all the time. They literally do that all the time. So if they don't got protection from a live-in boyfriend and or husband, I think it comes down to what they value and what they want, because let's just face it, there are plenty of men. It was a study that showed one in three men between the age of 18 and 29 reported having no sex in the last year, which means there are plenty of men out there who typically can't get sex unless it's in the context of a committed monogamous relationship. There are plenty of guys in that situation. That's where the 80-20 rule comes in. That's where the 80-20 rule is real, because there is a percentage of guys who, unless they're in an actual relationship with clearly defined terms and conditions and requirements, they can't get regular sex. Those guys don't pump and dump. They don't got the luxury or ability to pump and dump, because in order to be able to pump and dump, you got to be very select. You got to be select. There's a certain amount of selectness you got to have in order to be really out there pumping and dumping, because you got to be a guy that women are attracted to enough to give pussy without any requirements. You just offering dick in conversation, and sometimes not even that much conversation, and they're still giving you pussy. You got to be that guy in order to pump and dump. But most men are not that guy. So most men are okay with the relationship. But a lot of women, they want relationships from the guys who they are getting that dick after midnight from, who don't want to commit to them. And they fall right back on that and say, well, hey, I can do what I want to do because I make my own money and I'm, paying my own bills, so I can just enjoy this dick from that guy and not have to, not have to worry about all that other stuff that I just described. D-Rock Den, ding, 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 ding. I was trying not to say her name because I'm going to say her name later when I play a video clip. But yep, you got it. Ding, 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 ding. Good answer. Like, not Price is Right. Fucking Family Feud. When somebody throw out an answer. Good answer. Even though it'd be a dumbass answer. Oh man. So, but far as husband, live-in, boyfriend, I feel like they can have that if they choose men off competence, character, and willingness to commit. They put a higher premium on that than swag, wit, charm, game, charisma, looks, and all of that. They can get the things those elusive things that they claim that they want. They could get it if they wanted it. And then if they get that, then they would essentially be getting all the protection that they so desire, that they claim that they don't have. But culturally, they ain't there. But okay, so the multiple levels of protection that Black women do have, or a small adjustment, they can have a better, they can have it more. But the levels of protection is either husband, live-in boyfriend, family, friends, and police. They have that. So the only type of protection that they don't have. I won't even say only type of protection that they don't have. Only type of protection that they really can adequately argue that they don't have. And I'm being real generous when I say adequately argue, because I don't think that they can. But when they talk about reaction, when they talking about a good Samaritan intervention, which really isn't protection. That's just somebody intervening when they see something. If you see a woman being accosted or robbed or mugged or attacked in some type of way, will somebody intervene? That's what they claim they don't have, and that's their core argument. Because in this space, we always say, your husband is supposed to protect you. Well, where's your boyfriend? Where's your husband? Where's it? They say, well, my husband can't be there all the time. I could be married and be a good wife. My husband can't be with me 24 hours a day. And somebody needs to protect me if he's not there. Okay, you're not really talking about protection. You're talking about reaction. You're talking about good Samaritan intervention. And seriously, do they seriously, like, if their argument is resting on that, I really don't think they got nothing. If they're saying they're not protected because Good Samaritan intervention, which is hard to calculate. Now, someone said there was a study that shows that people are quicker to react. Somebody said it was what was I'm trying to get at here? I got to stop reading your comments because your comments are throwing me off. It was pointed out that there was a study that said they are quicker to react when a white woman is being attacked or accosted in some type of way, that people are quicker to react. I tried to find that study. I couldn't find it. But if we're saying that that's what it is, that's the lack of protection, the random Good Samaritan intervention, which I don't buy it. Because I think most men, regardless of what people say in this space, most men do react. We do know the very classic, hey, that's a female. We know that. Even when the woman is clowning and showing out, we know that people react. We know that people intervene. And that shit happens all the time. So I think there's an element of fakeness that has just been sprouted up through viral videos that would pop up once every 2 months. Let's say every 2 months, where he says face said that's BS. Jesse's saying that Bernard Riley even more than Asian women. I haven't seen the study, but they said there's some study somewhere that shows that black women, that people react less when a black woman is in danger. There's some study somewhere that says that. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. I could not find it. But I don't necessarily buy the study. I don't necessarily buy the study at all. I'm about to show a few things. See, this is what I believe. Let me just lay out what I believe before I really get into that. I believe that a lot of those videos go more viral when the shit happened in the hood. It's a black woman. When we're talking about a black woman being attacked, and when the attacker is of a different race, the video goes more viral. And then they go from there to try to say that, look, black men are not protecting us because this video went viral, because, we could see in the video that this black woman here in this video, she was attacked by a man of a different race. And look, there's a black man standing over there in the corner. He didn't react. Black women are not protected. Y'all aren't protecting us. I honestly believe that's where most of that has come from. Now I'm going to look up. I got some data on deck that I'm about to pull out. About to pull out some stats. About to pull out some facts. But there are viral videos galore on this that I think just has people head spinning over what they've seen in viral videos. And I'm talking all choppy in sections because I'm trying to pull something out on y'all. I'm trying to pull up a video. So bear with me. Now, what I'm about to show, now let me know what you think here. I want to know your honest opinion of what y'all think here. I got the audio turned off because the guy that was talking on the video, he sound, for lack of a better way, I'm not even going to, he just seemed kind of I didn't like the sound the way he talked. Put it like that. Sound kind of retarded. But but just watch this video and just look what happens here. That wasn't me that paused that. The guy just collared up the woman by the neck. Why isn't it playing? Or it is playing. The guy is just talking and giving commentary. Just let the damn tape go. Why the fuck is he sitting there pausing it? Y'all saw the guy cocking all the way back to Africa to knock the guy out. Okay, there it is. Boom. Knocked his ass the fuck out. All right. Now, the question that I want to ask is, because this whole thing about Black women not being protected really took over and became a YouTube talking point, a Facebook talking point, a social media talking point after, we saw incidents of Black women being attacked and nobody intervening. Well, let me ask you this question. The way that guy came through and cocked back to Africa and knocked that dude out, what race of men can you think of that reacts that heavy-handed? Like, if you saw Brad collar up Julie like that, you think Chad coming through that heavy-handed to knock Brad out? I think not. We just saw homeboy cock back to Africa and knock this dude out. I don't think Chad cocking back to Europe to knock Brad out like that. I think Chad is going to try to get in between them. Like, hold on, man, chill, bro. That's about the most we're going to see right there if we see Brad collaring up Julie like that. But Black men, when they react to shit like that, they come through heavy-handed than a motherfucker. So I'm just sitting here thinking, if viral videos is what they're basing most of their argument off of, which I think they are, viral videos, then it's an equal amount of viral videos that we can find of the type of protection. Now, they don't always go as viral, but the viral videos are there. Those type of viral videos like that one that I just showed, they all over the damn place. All over the damn place. We're about to do one more thing. About to do one more thing here. Now, I want y'all to look at this one. Now, this one, what I'm about to show, this shit here is classic. This shit here is classic. But before I show that, I want to play a clip from one of my previous shows. And a lot of y'all remember this clip. A lot of y'all definitely remember this clip. Hopefully I got it time stamped just right. And y'all remember when Faith was on the show. Because this video is going to show exactly what we were talking about. I'm about to play a quick clip of this, let y'all hear this, and then we're about to see a direct example of it.
And then next thing you know, if a man were to come to her aid and protection, she now has a free ride to work. Or, I'm not protected between the hours of, 11:50 and 3 a.m. in the morning. So she has some guy comes and sleep with her when he probably otherwise didn't want to. Protection is not what it thinks. These women are not in fear of bodily harm at all. At all. If they were, they wouldn't act like fucking belligerent banshees and shit. The truth of the matter is they just want these guys to come to their aid so that they can manipulate them and say, I feel unsafe in this way, and you need to make me feel safe by doing whatever it is that I state needs to be done. I feel unsafe because my car is dirty and, I could get into a car accident. You need to wash it. I feel unsafe because this tree in front of my house is blocking my view from, people who could invade. I need you to trim these trees. I feel unsafe with the gutters like this. I need you to clean that. See, that's where this type of thinking leads. I mean, I know I'm being hyperbolic, but that's what's going on. It's not about protection. It's about the services that a man gives a woman in the name of protection. And once they're the ones who are naming it, they have control over you. It's not about protection, fellas. It's about control. These women don't feel unsafe. They wouldn't be in a nigga's face every 5 seconds if they did. And they wouldn't talk back when spoken to if they did. Women who need protection are meek and humble, and they know when to shut the fuck up. Now, does that sound like the rank and file black woman?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Does that sound like any black woman here? Protection begins with a woman shutting the fuck up. The safest nation in the world has a flag on it with a picture of a woman shutting the fuck up. Why? Because that's what safety is.
Well, if that's the case, submission begins with a man shut the fuck up and game changer. But you
What? Well,
That is downright absurd.
male submission begins with a man shutting the fuck up. Okay? If you want a man to fly into the twin towers, that's how that works. We're confident shut the fuck up if you want a man to do it. I don't want to hear shit.
All right. A lot of y'all remember that clip. I booted her. I booted her after that. Now, the reason that I showed that is because y'all remember the part when he said that women who need protection are meek and mild. Women who need protection are meek and mild, and they know when to shut the fuck up and not to be all in a man's face. They wouldn't be constantly in a nigga's face all the time if they really needed some protection. And we're about to see an exact example of that, of a woman who's all in a man's face, but her need for protection is what she's going to go and get somebody to carry out this heavy-handed protection that really ain't protection, because it was protection from some shit that she started. But to let this tape roll.
This is on hand. Like these hungry customers at an Akron, Ohio pizza parlor, the video camera is a prosecutor's best friend. As they wait patiently to place their orders, trouble arrives in the form of Christina Sims. When Sims cuts rudely in line, Joseph Scarpino complains on his cell phone to his fiancée. Sims overhears, confronts Scarpino, and the situation quickly turns ugly.
She hears that, and she just...
Now, did that look like a woman that needed some protection? It looked like a woman who just went out her way to walk up on a dude. She cut in line. He on his phone, if y'all couldn't hear it, he's on his phone with his fiance. He said to her, he mentioned to her that a woman cut in line, and then she turn around and she get all in his face.
And the situation quickly turns ugly.
She hears that, and she just crazy. She starts yelling at him, swearing at him.
Prosecutor Sherry Wolf, who used the restaurant surveillance video to build her case.
He's on the phone, and you can see from the video, for the most part, he's doing his best to completely ignore her.
That angered Sims even more.
She done pushed his head and mushed his head with a finger in his face. He's trying to ignore her. He's trying hard to ignore her. This guy right here got a little goofy ass smile on his face. That's funny.
And she steps to the door to summon her boyfriend.
Now look, she's going outside to get some protection.
Things heat up as the manager gets involved.
Now she goes after the pizza shop manager, profanity at him, and then spits on him.
And then she spit on the goddamn manager. If y'all didn't see that.
Just get out of here. Just get out of my place.
Now he's trying to put her out, and then when Big Bruno came in, this guy turned around. Y'all saw that? You saw that when the protection came. See, he went over there to put her out, and then watch what happened when fucking Bruno walk in.
Get out of my place.
He gonna turn around. So he ain't want no part of that.
Boyfriend walks in.
The boyfriend
He wanted no part of that.
Mark Jones, an ex-con who weighs more than 300 pounds. When Sims jabs two fingers into Scarpino's face,
now look,
he's finally having
remember what Game Changer had just said? They really need protection. They were really unprotected. Think they would be all in motherfuckers' face like that.
But his angry exchange with Sims is only a prelude of what's to come.
You can see there's just a couple of words between the victim and the boyfriend, and then he just socks him.
As stunned customers look on, Jones unleashes a furious beating.
You can just see the blows are so strong that the victim, he's just not even throwing any punches back. It was very hard to watch this video and see 7 men standing there looking.
Yeah, hold on. Let's talk about that. Remember when the George Floyd thing happened and they were making a big deal, a big fuss, saying, how could people just stand there and watch? Only our community would do that. Only our community would sit there and watch somebody, someone be hurt or harmed or killed or this or that or blah, blah, blah. It's 8 white men in there, 1 black man, and they sitting there about to piss on themselves, scared to react. By the way, let's also point that out, because this is another thing that happened from viral videos. Black men get called weak and we cowards and we don't react when it's when it's a fucking police force. All right. When it's the police, which adds a different dynamic, because you're not just attacking one man, you're essentially attacking the state when you attack a police. But this is just one down man. This is just one down man, and 8 men are just standing there just watching this guy get beat to a pulp right in front of them. Their fellow white brethren getting beat to a pulp. Oh, you ain't even seen his face yet when he get pulled up. The motherfucker about to be disfigured.
Not doing anything to protect the victim.
Suddenly, Sims realizes that her boyfriend is in serious trouble and tries to pull him away.
See, now she reneging. She like, oh shit, I got too much protection now. I gotta try to pull him away. This is just too much protection.
But Jones is in no hurry. He's lost his cell phone and wants it back. Retrieving that cell phone proves very costly. It delays the suspect's escape.
Look at this motherfucker.
Just long
I don't know how well y'all can
enough
see
for the
that.
police to arrive and arrest the couple as they attempt to drive away. Jones is initially
I don't
charged.
know how well y'all can see how
He's lost his cell phone
distorted
and wants
his
it
face
back.
was.
Retrieving that cell phone proves very costly. It delays the suspect's escape.
They had to pick him up they had to scrape him up off the ground. All of that is bloody and bruised and beat up. They sat there and watched, all because she cut in line and he casually said something about it. Then she got in his face and checked out on him, and he tried to ignore her. And then she wasn't satisfied, because then she went to the clerk, and I guess she wanted him put out. The clerk didn't help her. Then she spit on the clerk. Then she went outside and got her boyfriend, came out there and cussed some more people out. And then he beat this guy's ass in front of everybody else. And they didn't do shit. Now, and I'm sorry for the super chats, because I had it on the YouTube screen. So I missed some super chats that people coming through supporting the channel. I appreciate y'all. Cornelius Bellamy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. And somebody else came through, Drew M. Thank you for the super chat. He says, if I come to a random woman's protection and I get hurt, what does my family do? Who pays my medical bills and possibly my funeral? That is a very fair point. But what I've been arguing is that most men still do it. They ain't trying to dive in front of no damn bullets. But for the most part, if most men, you see a woman being attacked, you typically do something about it. But they have let these viral videos convince them that black men don't do that basic act of intervening, when I argue, yes, the fuck they do. I'm not even saying whether it's right, wrong, or whatever. I mean, I'm on record saying if I see a completely innocent woman minding her own business, a completely innocent woman walking about, and somebody just jump out the bushes trying to rob her, trying to snatch her purse, trying to do this, trying to do that, my knee-jerk reaction will be to react. Now, if I see some fuckery, I ain't getting in on no fucker. If I see a chick stealing some shit and trying to get out the store, and then the damn Korean store owner grab her and belly to back suplex her ass and take back his weave that she trying to steal, I ain't getting in that shit. I'm gonna drop the link in a little bit. Perfect. Be patient. I see you down there, Perfect Billis. You know, if a woman is out there clowning, and I definitely don't like to intervene if it's some domestic relationship shit, because I don't want to intervene and get in between two people. They in a relationship and they fighting today, and you gonna beat her ass on Monday and bring flowers to her job on Tuesday. She gonna suck his dick on Wednesday, and then he gonna be back beating her ass on Thursday. The fuck I look like getting in between that shit? No, I ain't. So those situations I do understand. But far as random shit randomly happen, I think most men do react. But I got plenty of videos on this one. Check this out. Check this one out. I got another one for you. Oh, and by the way, until this video surfaced, the guy, he was only charged with just a misdemeanor. He was only charged with just like a little misdemeanor until the video surfaced and they saw just how heinous it was, how uncalled for it was, how then they upped it to some type of felony, and he did get some time. He did get locked up for it. And I think she got on probation for provoking the shit. She got on probation and he got locked up for, I think, 2 years. Protection. Street justice. Nobody hands out more of that than black men. So when they're talking about they not protected, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. You will be hard up to find a white guy after his white woman started an argument with a black man in a room full of black men, and that white guy come in there and just come in all guns blazing, just beating the nigga ass. No, he would have grabbed his white woman, picked her up and walked her out of there and apologized to everybody and kept the shit moving. That's what would have fucking happened. That's what would have fucking happened. Damn it, I'm trying to find something that I can't find. Shit. During that, before I pull up this next video clip, during that video that I just played when Game Changer triggered the shit out of Faith. Somebody in the comment section, I want to find the chat. I want to find it just so I could I want to show y'all who said this. It was a comment in the chat room that I cannot find. It was from a woman, a black woman. Forgot her name. Can't find the clip, the comment anymore. Here it is. M. Stewart. Y'all have seen her around here. At least I believe you have. Y'all have seen her around here. Y'all have seen her in the chat. I do got to share this comment. Hopefully I can see it. I'm going to try to get my zoom on. Can y'all see that right there? Let me make sure that. All right. And everybody see that. She says, Emmett Till was killed due to white female protection. A white woman who later said she lied. Black women. Could y'all stop with that shit? Okay. Out of all the, I don't know, let's just say 1,000 men that got lynched, during the Jim Crow era. I'm just throwing out a random number. I heard somebody say it was 3,000. I heard somebody dispute that number, whatever. 1,000. They just say 1,000. I would be willing to say that maybe 1% of those was for rape allegations, because typically, I'm willing to say probably 1% of those. I'm frustrated in saying this because I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. So I just got to go ahead and put it blunt. The shit is disgusting. If you actually think that was about white female protection and not about just outright 100% racial bigotry and hatred, the same type of maniac hatred that this guy who just punched out this white dude was fueled on, that wasn't about protection of black females. That was about that motherfucker was unhinged and felt like he could do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. That's what it was about. They were hanging black men because a white woman said that he raped her. But y'all are just sitting there just getting all moist, talking about, oh, look at all that protection of white females. I wish my pussy could get a man hung. It's like y'all sound stupid when y'all do that shit. It's like y'all sound stupid. Y'all mad because y'all pussy can't get a man killed. And y'all gonna say that was about white female protection. That wasn't about no goddamn protection. They was hanging niggas for far less. So for y'all to focus on that, it's disgusting. It's like y'all are damn near getting aroused, creaming in your pants off the I wish I could be a white woman and do that and pull that off and make that happen. That shit is stupid. Shout out to Game Changer. He was just featured. I don't know if you were watching, but I just featured one of your clips from when you was on this show and showed a video that described exactly what you're talking about when you say the type of protection that they want. He says, I know that if black women could make a false rape allegation and have him killed, they would. Well, we just saw a woman make a false claim and damn near have a man killed. We just saw a black woman do that on the last clip that I just showed. We just saw that. But this shit just gets stupid and it gets goofy to me how they always refer back to that. April Mason did that shit. She started talking about how, when her cousin, her over 40, comfortably over 200-pound woman was attempted to be grabbed and sex trafficked, allegedly, by 3 invisible, imaginary black men. And then black men didn't go on a crusade to find those 3 invisible, non-existent Negroes. She brought up how white women used to could get a black man hung. So look at what they're really complaining about, what they're really talking about there. They're basically saying they're mad because they can't get somebody hung or get somebody killed, but yet nobody hands out more street justice than black men. All the shootings, all the shooting and killing and shit that go on, some of that shit be about women. A lot of that shit be about pussy. So y'all are making that shit happen. But y'all just getting all just warm and tingly on the inside over, oh, look at all the white female protection. Oh my goodness, it must be so good to be a white woman and to be able to just get a black man hung. Oh, this shit sounds stupid. When they was doing that shit over outright racial bigotry and hatred. It wasn't about white female protection. Niggas have got hung throughout history for far less than that. And the alleged rape of a white woman would probably represented, I would be shocked if it represented more than 3% of the hangings. But that's what they focus on. That's what they put their biggest highlight stamp on right there. Oh, the protection. Look at the protection. I mean, that shit sounds stupid. But I had to do that real quick. Nuruddin, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry if I missed anybody else's super chat. I appreciate all your support. He says, look what happened to Brian Banks. Not 100% familiar with that one. But like I said, the multiple levels of protection. Your husband, living, boyfriend, family, or friends, the goons they got on speed dial, the police, which black men fund and participate in, they get protection from all of that. They're only talking about Good Samaritan intervention and reaction, and they base all of that based off what they see in viral videos. Well, if viral videos are the standard, and videos tend to not go as viral when it's an attack and it's not a racial motive behind it, it tends to not go as viral. But if we want to see videos of white women being attacked and white men doing nothing, well, those videos exist too. Those videos definitely exist. Like to hear it go. All right. 171 people watching. Y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. I'm going to open this up in a little bit. It's just a few more things that I want to show here. But hit that like button. Few more things I want to show here. I don't think I did that right. So I got to back up. Y'all got to give me 2 seconds. It's actually going to be more than 2 seconds. I just got to do a reshare because I don't think I hit share audio. Hit the share audio, hit the Chrome, click that again. Boom, ping, pow. Got it. By the way, Game Changer, if you're still listening, you did a excellent job talking about the video of that woman who came there to possibly steal, but it was nothing there. Then she complained about this and complained about that. I'm about to help clean up, but I got to go to work. Then I got a gun pulled on me, but I still got to go to work. I got to hurry up and feed my children and get my mama some medicine. But then I got to go home, but then I got to go to work. But then she sat in the video for like another 2 hours recording an edited video. So she didn't have to go to work. She didn't have to. It was just so many just all over the place lies in that damn video. So many talking points after talking points. It was just so all over the damn place. And then you pointed out something that made me damn near drop my phone when you said, where the fuck was she going to work dressed like that? That shit was hilarious. You did a great job on that. I got that clip ready to go because I'm only going to focus on one thing from that clip. But all right, now they say that black men don't react when a black woman is being harmed. And they say that white men do. White men react when they see a white woman being attacked. It don't matter by who. They react. They spring into action. They do any and everything they can off the strength of their white skin to protect that white woman. And they came to the conclusion that black men don't do that based off viral videos. But there are videos that show the opposite story. They just don't go as viral. But it's just as many. Just like this video here.
One of the most violent scenes last night was witnessed by a photographer near Monroe Avenue in Rochester. Ginny Ryan reports a woman was brutally beaten by an angry mob.
There was a woman that was out there and she was trying to talk to people, and all of a sudden they just started beating her up. They started punching her in the face.
Joe Painter witnessed it all. He says the beating began when the female victim of...
All right, now you see this white woman getting the shit beat out of her right here. You see this white guy right there with a 2x4 in hand, not doing shit. Just want to point that out. Now, she do got a boyfriend, a bitch-ass boyfriend, who's behind them, who's technically not doing nothing. But look, no reaction. He could run and hit this guy in the back of the head with a damn 2x4.
Approached the group looting a nearby store. Her husband tried to fend them off with a golf
Oh, damn,
ball
that was her husband?
he grabbed from inside Rochester Fire Equipment. But he was no match for this angry mob.
I'm in the military, I'm in the Navy, I've been to Afghanistan, and I've seen some crazy.
Now, that other white guy apparently ran off somewhere. The other white guy apparently ran off somewhere. And this is her, they said her husband, but damn. He's sitting there scared to get hit.
But this is definitely one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen.
Painter, still shaken by what he witnessed, now was wondering what happened to the woman. Clearly, in the wrong place, at the wrong time. Ginny Ryan, 13 Wham News.
Painter says the woman...
So if we're going to be basing what we're saying, holy shit. You know what? You asked a good question. You asked a good question. M. Perry, you asked a damn good question. I don't think you could really tell.
Disgusting wrong.
Let me back up. The title says black men beat up white woman. But you asked a good question. Let me get this one another view, another look.
Out there, and she was trying to talk to people, and all of a sudden they just started beating her.
That guy looked black, but he's not even in this. He's leaving. All right, now let me say this. This is racist, what I'm about to say. But watch how this guy do like that little hop step, stutter step before he throw a punch. That was some nigga shit.
Talk to people, and all of a sudden they just started beating her up. They started punching her in the face.
Joe Painter witnessed it all. He says the...
You can't... They covered up to where you can't see their skin color. And I think they had masks over their face. So that's why I say you asked a good question. These could be white people completely covered and we can't tell if they black, but some of their movements look black. All right. That little hop stutter step before he swung the thing at him. I recognize that. That was black.
Joe Painter witnessed it all. He says the beating began when the female...
All of a sudden they just started beating her up. They started punching her in the face.
Joe Painter witnessed it all. He says the beating began when the female...
So yeah, we all deep up in stereotypes. We're looking at bagginess of clothes and all that shit.
Victim approached the group.
But that woman is getting her ass whipped right there. This guy just watching. It looked like it's more outnumbered. It really, because one of the guys wouldn't participate, and he was trying to get in the store to I guess loot some shit. It was only 3 people involved in the attacking, so it was really 2-on-3. It was 2-on-3, and off the strength of their white skin and protection of white women, That's the most they could do. He could stand there and watching her. They said her husband, I don't know if that's her husband or not. He couldn't even make it all the way out the store because he was scared to get hit by a black dude. It's lots of videos like this. I got a lot more of them. I want to open it up pretty soon. Black Wolf Inc. said they 100% black. Oh, look at David Monroe taking up for black people. That's how do those words taste coming out your mouth, man? They're white until I see some skin. I like that, David Monroe. I thought you were going to just say they're black because they're black because they're black. Look at them, they're committing violence. That's how we know they're black. I thought you was going to say something like that. Okay, he's trolling. I think David Monroe is trolling us. Nerdine says, look at what happened to Brian Banks, who was falsely accused of rape by a black woman, lost 10 years of his life for nothing. Goddamn. I didn't know that. I didn't know about that one. I looked that one up. Perfect Blackness says, Bernard Riley, I'm so glad you are doing a show on this subject. The whole thing that black women are protected is a big lie to guilt black men to accept their fuckery. Yep. Yep. It is. Yeah, more investigation needs to be done on that video. I'd like to thank, damn, who was it that asked the question initially? It said, are they black? You couldn't see no skin. I will give it that all day. And we've heard the stories of, allegedly, I don't know if it's true, but we've heard the stories where they've said that black white people are dressing up, you know, with masks and everything over their face, running in, looting and doing shit and tagging shit with Black Lives Matter and all kind of shit, and, you know, but they engaging in all the heinous acts that are taking place, but everybody just think that they're black. But we don't know. We don't know. I'm about to pull up some data pretty soon on attacks, on sexual assaults, all kinds of shit. I'm gonna pull up all that real quick, but a lot of this shit is overblown on viral videos when they're saying that they're not protected. January black movements. Man, look, I know that when a nigga is running into a fight, how he do like a little hop, a skip, like a little stutter step before he swing. Only niggas do that. Only niggas do that. But it was a fair point. It was a fair point that somebody brought up. I forgot who brought it up that fast. We don't know for sure. If they are black. We don't know. All right. I'm about to show this one. This one didn't go viral enough. Because it's a video of a black woman being attacked, or a black man or a black woman being sex trafficked, but it really wasn't sex trafficking, and all the fake videos of, look at what they doing to us. They supposed to be protecting us. All that, you know, if those videos, even the fake ones, can go viral, this video that I'm about to show here definitely needs some more views then. Because it's really showing that this whole thing about them not being protected, a lot of that shit is coming from. A lot of that shit is coming from reaction to viral videos, sort of like with the police shootings. But when you look in the data and see how many white people they killing and how many unarmed white people they killing and all of that, the data is not bad. Now that George Floyd video is fucked up, and I will make no excuses or give no justification for that shit. But overall, the data at large, cops be on some bullshit across the board with everybody. Just like I could dig up videos of the shit I'm showing you now. The videos of cops killing white people unjustifiably are there as well. But that George Floyd, no, that shit was all fucked up. This video is of a group of guys, these were black men. They find a little girl who was lost. Some of you probably saw this video.
Excuse me, y'all. This little girl was just on Sherman. Listen, over there, we don't know who she is, what her parents are. If anybody can help us find out.
She said she lives over here.
Over where? Like that's like we can't get over there though, bro.
Stay over there. So did she? It's getting viral now. Grown man, our son. Thanks, Nardine, for that super chat. I'd like to thank everybody who have hit the super chat. Trying to go up to see if I've missed any. Not just a bunch of Nardine super chats. Bunch of Nardine super chats. I appreciate that. Let me damn it. Can't find what I'm trying to click for. I think most black men in this situation, if you riding down the street through a neighborhood and you see a little girl walking around lost out in the middle of nowhere, I think most black men would do this. And this is towards the end of the videos that I'm showing. But I just want to point out that if it was the case that these black men picked up the little girl to do something ill to her, this shit would have been super shared, got millions of views. And I understand that, controversy sells. If it bleeds, it leads, and all of that.
I'm trying to get you there, sweetheart. Here, though. Like this is crazy. It's so fucked up though. Like who ain't gonna be watching their kids though? Like
looking for their fucking kids.
I'm trying, sweetheart. I'm trying to get you there, Grace, okay? I promise you, I'm gonna get you there. I'm gonna find something to do. That's somebody's house, sweetheart.
You gotta tell us something so we can try to help you. This little girl in her down pajamas, she was walking like blocks away from her house when they found her. Like, the shit is crazy. And this is something that you could barely hear in the video. She was saying she was scared to go home. So she really was low-key running away.
Hey, big ass.
Hey. You looking for a little kid? Yeah. She right here.
Oh my fucking God! Oh my God! Beat y'all! So I'm beating your ass.
No. You better not. Don't do that. Don't be hitting on her. Come here, sweetheart. Come here.
She walking over there.
She was up on Sherman, man. On Sherman. Yeah. Don't hit on this. I'm finna give y'all some y'all real niggas. Don't hit on the though.
No, I hope y'all could hear everything that was going on when the mom actually found the mom. Her knee-jerk reaction was, I'm gonna beat the kid ass. And they was riding around with her. I don't know if y'all could see how I was skipping ahead on the video. They was riding around with her for a little while. They finally found the mom. And that was the mom's reaction.
Ask your big ass.
He said, "Ask her big ass." I didn't catch that. That was wrong.
You looking for a little kid?
Yeah.
She right here.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Thank y'all. So I'm beating your ass.
No, no, you better not, don't do that. Don't be hitting on her. Come here, sweetheart. Come here.
She walking up down.
She was up on Sherman, man. On Sherman. Yeah.
Oh man. So that was like extra fucked up. But if that's what's going on here, and if they saying that these viral videos is that's how most of them are coming to their conclusion that black women are unprotected. They're reacting to viral videos. There's just as many videos of things happening that don't fit that narrative. But they're all about narrative. All about narrative. Compliments. Thank y'all. I'm beating your ass. Oh man. Yeah. Let's see what you're saying there, Black Wolf. You want protection from mama. All right. Getting to the end here. When it comes to rape, let them tell it. You think that they were raped and astronomical. You think it was astronomically higher than what white women are raped, but actually, no, that's not the truth. 21%, 21.2% versus 20.5%, just a 0.7% difference. 0.7% difference in terms of rape and other sexual violence that don't fall in the category of rape. You can see it happens to white women more. So when they're talking about unprotected, you gotta, it's not happening there in the data. There are some places in the data where you could see where it is happening, but they compare themselves to white women and the protection of white women. But look at there. The rape is virtually the same between black and white, and other sexual violence, white women apparently get that more. Now they probably would argue, well, what about the unreported? Well, okay, well, you believe the white man's stats when it fits your narrative, but now you got to run a fine-tooth comb through it when it doesn't. So I say no. If we're going to use the stats in one instance, we got to use the stats in pretty much every other instance. This is one where it shows a little more, 47 to 53 when it comes to physical aggression, 41 to 30 when it comes to physical violence. But most of that physical violence comes from the person you're in an intimate relationship with, not random guys passing by on the street. And so it's really hard to protect a woman from the guy whose dick she keeps sucking, because they're in that house together. It's kind of hard to do that. But be that as it may, the numbers are what the numbers are, and it's worse for Black women when it comes to physical violence, and I'll concede that point. But when it comes to, I'm sorry, I said physical aggression, psychological aggression. I didn't read that. Psychological aggression. I read that and that. Okay. So psychological aggression, whatever the fuck whatever. I don't even know how they're defining that. But that's not that far apart. But physical violence, there it is. They get more physical violence. So some domestic relationships with some guys oozing with borderline toxic masculinity. Yeah, that happens. Sort of like that woman I showed in the first video who sicked that guy on that group of white men who beat the fuck out of that one white guy. I tend to believe that guy is probably also beating her ass too. So yeah, there are some men who that are on some violent shit. I'm not going to excuse that. George Floyd funeral today at 11 a.m. Thank you for the update, brother Xavier. I had some more stats, but I've been going almost 2 hours, so I'm about to open this thing up. But even if I heard someone mention that the amount of Black girls that come up missing is showing that they are not protected. But when the reality is, when you look at it, a lot of those Black girls that come up missing, when they actually find those Black girls, they find that those Black girls actually just ran away from home. They find out that they just ran away. Could it have been just problems at home? Obviously. But yeah. So this has become a viral thing, sort of like the sex trafficking thing. And shout out to Ramil, because he talked about real heavy how that was overblown. Yes, it happens, but he talked about how that was overblown. How it was so many fake videos, so many unconfirmed videos, everybody allegedly being sex trafficked, grown ass 30 plus, 40 plus year old women. Then this white van with no windows pulled up and he tried to grab me and I ran. Like on my Facebook timeline, I saw so many videos like that because it became all the rage. It became all that people were talking about. And so whatever is going on, whatever the top thing that people are talking about, that's what people run with. You know, and shout out to Game Changer again, because he did a story on after the Ahmad Arbery, the whole story broke, how a jogger was, we know the story. He was killed, and that was how the story was initially reported, that he was just jogging, and then this Black chick went viral on you. Well, I don't know how viral she went. I know she went on YouTube or Facebook or whatever and was talking about how she was just jogging and something happened. She was like, no, I gotta one up this news story of Ahmad Arbery. How Black women can't just go jogging either. Because when she went jogging, some Black guy just showed up out of nowhere, hey bitches, and just started chasing them, and then they ran into some hotel, and then the white lady in the hotel said something about get these monkeys out of here, or when the Black guy tried to run in there, she said get this monkey out of here, and then the Black woman was saying, oh, like basically shout out to Game Changer, he said, a story sounds false when everybody in the story fits a racial stereotype except for the person that's telling the story. Because a white lady was just so typically racist and randomly calling somebody a monkey. The Black dude was just overly just toxic, aggressive, and belligerent, and cussing them out and calling them bitches. And the police showed up. The police, of course, they didn't believe the Black woman, and then she said all that and said, and we were just jogging. We were just going jogging, and we can't go jogging either. Like, and just going back to what I said about the sex trafficking thing, when that started becoming a big thing, they showing all these videos of white vans of men just trying to work, contractors who build shit for a living, just trying to go to work. When all that shit started going viral, lo and behold, it didn't take long for a popular YouTuber, April Mason, to make up some sex trafficking story. So the whole protection thing has gotten out of hand like that, to where it's become a talking point. It's a talking point now. It's not some real serious fear. Kenny Conjo says, this is a damn shame, Bernard. I'm sure some of us individually are good. Question is, when will we all do better? These cases are ladies from the clips. Not sure if I understand what you're saying. Kenny Conjo, I just realized, man, you kind of look like Kirk Franklin. I just realized that. That's not an insult. Nothing wrong with Kirk Franklin. But you kind of look like him. But I agree. He says, I'm sure some of us are individually good. No, a lot of us are individually good. The point that I'm making is they're taking the instances of people doing individually bad, and they're highlighting that and making that go viral. It's a good question. When will we all do better? We do need to all do better. And I do agree that using viral videos as empirical data is incorrect. It is incorrect, because these videos are taken on the World Wide Web, and it's a big ass world, and everybody has a cell phone attached to the palm of their hand. So any narrative that wants to get pushed is going to easily get pushed. And that is the point that I'm making here. But if viral videos can show that black men don't protect, then viral videos can easily show that they do. January, man, now everybody jog. Yeah. It's like whatever is going on, whatever the popular thing is, somebody comes up with a story that lines up with it. This is the last thing I'm showing, that I'm dropping the link. Game Changer did a good job breaking down this video, so I'm not going to show y'all the whole video. I'm just going to highlight one goofy part and then keep it moving. Going to highlight one goofy part and then keep it moving. I'm going to skip to the part where
Can't even feed my kids.
Game Changer ain't shit. Because she said she was about to go to work after she cleaned up. It was Game Changer said, what the fuck does she do for a living going to work dressed like that? He said she's a syrup stirrer. She stirs syrup for a living. Game Changer ain't shit, man. He's just too fucking funny for that. Damn, he ain't shit.
Oh, not just me, but 5 other black females, and y'all sitting up and nothing to nobody who's running these stores grabbing stuff. 'Cause at the end of the day, people have to eat. People and ain't nobody. It's free reign. There's nobody at the checkout. But this nigga just pulled a gun out. Oh, not just me, but 5 other black females, and y'all sitting up here really pretending like y'all did this shit over black lives. A black man who looks like me, who should be out there protecting me. Just
all right. That was all I wanted to show here, and I'm about to open this thing up. That was all I wanted to show right there. Now, she said this black man who pulled a gun on me, who was supposed to be protecting me. Now, all the talking points that she crammed into that 11-minute video, she even did a speech at the end about him. And it was like a lot of edits. And she came back and was like, oh, and he called me a bitch too. Yeah. And now you calling the black woman a bitch. And she gave a whole speech like, I ain't a bitch, you're a hoe. U-N-I-T-Y. She got every talking point. She hit every talking point in this goddamn video. But see, here, this is the point that I wanted to highlight, and I'm through with this because everybody has jumped on this, has touched on this. She said, this black man put a gun on me. You're supposed to be protecting me. Okay. When white women are murdered, their murderer is mostly a white man. When white women are raped, their rapist is mostly a white man. A healthy, logical thinking person understands that there's a percentage of people in your race that are criminals. Why, when a black woman has a criminal act, allegedly, committed against her, does she do a speech about how this criminal of her race is supposed to protect her? I cannot imagine, and I'm pretty damn confident that when a white woman is about to be murdered and or raped by a white man, she's not sitting there going, protect me. You're supposed to protect me. No, she understands. Like this shit is stupid. This shit is stupid. And that's why I say it's just fueled by talking points, narrative, just rhetoric and propaganda that they're creating. That this whole lack of protection thing. There are criminals that happen to have the same skin color as you. Every now and then, very rarely, but every now and then, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. There might be a criminal act made against you. It might happen. What sense does it make when it just comes off just as goofy to me? When they say, but you're supposed to protect me, this random criminal. Like, that's not how it works. No other race of women are doing a speech about protection when the men of their race, who are the number one rapist of them and murderer of them and abuser of them, those that abuse, rape, and murder, those women don't go on YouTube and make videos asking why the murderers, rapists, and abusers of their race is not protecting them. It is stupid. So even in this moment of duress where she allegedly had a gun pulled on her, even though Game Changer broke down all the little lies and stuff in this video, I could do it. It would take a whole nother hour to dissect all that shit. But yeah, it just turns into just a stupid talking points war to where even a woman in duress with a gun allegedly pulled on her is getting in her car, editing the video, going viral in her car, making sure she hit every talking point. The shit is just goofy. It is stupid. And with that said, I'm almost at the 2-hour mark, far longer than what I anticipated doing. But I'm about to drop the link in the chat for anybody to come on up. But as I do all of that, as I drop the link in the chat for you brothers to come on up and have your say on this subject of protection, go ahead and make sure you hit the like button if you haven't hit that like button already. Take the time to do that. And there it is. Link is in the chat. Now let me double check to see these likes. Oh, dang, they have 128. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Y'all are actually hitting the like button. I likes that. People did okay on the likes today. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm 2 hours in. And if nobody is coming up here, I will pull the plug. And right on cue, my man Keith Silent Lamont is in the building. What's going on?
BR, my main man. What's going on, broski?
What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, man, it's a great morning in Dallas, man. I almost can't tell the world is ending, bro.
Can't tell the world is ending, huh?
Nah, not at all. Not from this view, man.
Yeah, look, where I'm at, it ain't been really no bullshit. None. Like everything looked the same. Shit is gradually opening back up.
Yeah, no, especially in New York City.
Oh, everything opening back up in New York?
Yeah, somewhat, but
That-
you know, they still haven't stores boarded up because they don't want the hooligans coming in. But what I'm noticing now is that a lot of store owners that had their stuff broken into, they're going to One Police Plaza and filling out those pistol applications, and they're getting them. One guy, no lie, one guy kicked in some tempered glass at a diamond shop because they were looting, and got his leg chopped off, and he bled out and died.
Damn.
Because what happens is that tempered glass, you live near Detroit, right? You see those buildings with like the heavy glass and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That heavy glass is made for wind and all that other good stuff to stand the test of time. So when the looters tried to get into the diamond store and break into it, the weight of the glass that he was kicking in, it fell on top of his leg and chopped his leg off, and he bled out.
God damn. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but speaking on protection.
Go ahead, Gardine, and pass it back to Keith. But go ahead.
Speaking on that protection piece, that's a bunch of BS. That's a bunch of bullshit. Because most of the time, the reason why these fights start at clubs and these clubs getting shot up is because these chicks' mouths. You saw the example of that pizza shop where that guy was like, "Hey, listen, another person just came and cut in," and she actually enjoyed getting her boyfriend out there and having somebody beat that guy's ass. She enjoyed it.
Yeah, and now her protector is in jail because she abused the luxury of that protection.
She went with somebody else.
Oh yeah, she more than likely. More than likely, yeah. She just got somebody else to fill in the slot. Yep, that's more than likely.
No, I'm not jumping in that. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn if I'm called a coon, a race trader, or whatever. I'm not jumping at anything that she's putting herself into.
Oh yeah, no,
it's just like that fight on the F train. It's just like that fucking fight on the F train, where that chick got the soul slapped out of her.
A ball jacket fatality wins.
That's right.
Man,
yes.
Listen.
Yes.
I don't know how. It's like, normally when you slap somebody and you hear like normally you slapped them on the cheek. He slapped her on the front of her face, forehead, nose, and mouth, and it still made a damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bernard, because we weren't wearing that jacket, Bernard.
What?
That jacket got superpowers, god damn it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You ever seen that movie Jackie Chan, The Tuxedo?
No.
When he put on that motherfucking tuxedo?
Yeah. I know what you're talking
that
about.
That motherfucking jacket got sensors and shit in the cuffs that make powerhouse and slapping the bitch on the L train.
Yeah, he slapped the shit out of her.
That motherfucker got a charging unit in that motherfucking in them cuffs, bruh.
Yeah, I ain't never.
Yeah, you heard the thunder come out. You heard the thunder come out of his hands.
You seen that video game Tekken? You remember that motherfucker Iron Jack? When that motherfucker
Oh yeah.
When Iron Jack do that spin around mechanical slapping your motherfucking mouth, what?
Oh shit, yeah, crazy. Brother Xavier in the building. What's going on? TPOT.
Peace, brother Bernard. Peace, brother Keith, brother Nuruddin. Man,
Hey,
we talk about this shit all the time, right? How these women want protection, but what they don't seek protection, man. That's not what they're seeking. What they're seeking is
bullshit.
the right to be able to do all kinds of bullshit and have no repercussions. That's what they want. They want to be able to get out there and do all this crazy shit and be able to have random men, preferably random black men, come to their damn aid, even though they done did some fucked up shit to provoke the crisis in the first place. That's what they're talking about when they're talking about protection, because we often talk about putting things in context, right? Like when a brother get killed. We hear people say, well, less black folks get killed than white folks. But think about the people who are actually doing shit to black women. It's probably lesser than black hoes getting accosted or hurt out there than there is black men getting killed. So we talking fucking women, y'all. Yeah, I mean, it's like, that's what they want, man. They want to be protected from their own bad decisions. That's what it comes down to, man. It's not about people. It's not about construction guys whistling at them, on the street. It's not about dudes trying to holler at them, when they trying to catch the bus. It's not about that shit, man. When they say protection, they're thinking, I want to be able to do whatever the hell I want to do. And guess what? I have all rights and privileges of the men that are around when somebody get ready to tear off into my black ass. That's what they want.
What this shows you.
Ask that lady on the F train.
Nerdine, hold on. Let Keith get in here.
Yeah.
What this shows you is that with this internet, man, it's a lot harder to just lie on black men anymore. They keep trying, but the internet just keeps bringing the truth back, man. Every fucking day, we live in an age of Aquarius, man. I love it, man. This is why black men's images is gaining all over the world, because the media is showing you that black men are pretty much all right, man. Real talk. The world is really starting to narrow down who exactly is the fucking problem. I think they already knew, which is why they, gave us this Trojan horse to fucking work with. But like, it's a lot harder to lie on you now, brothers. And as somebody said in the chat, I've seen that manosphere shit hit mainstream, man. People are talking about this shit. I mean, it's not mainstream because this shit is a dangerous weapon, man. The manosphere, and especially, like I would say before, that your empowerment threatens a lot of fucking industry, man.
Yeah.
But once they figure out that it ain't niggas ain't shit, it's gonna be a lot of shit crashing, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
About that protection piece, let's talk to Danae Howard and how she got slapped by 8-ball guys. See how that worked for her.
All right, silent piece. What you say, Nuruddin?
I said, when you talk about that protection, let's talk about Mr. 8-ball Jacket who slapped the fire out of Danae Howard on the F train. Let's see, because she was talking a whole lot of shit. And actually, the reason why he reacted because she hit him.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I saw the bionic hand from the hand of God. And you know what I did? I stood up, I saluted, and I said, it is a great day to be an American. I stood up and saluted because I was like, yo, you can't keep on doing this. I said, I am proud to be an American hero today. Because they're getting, you know what's happening? They're getting the comeuppance for all the bullshit that they were doing.
All right, Nerdine.
I was laughing my ass off when I saw that shit. And you know what? More that needs to happen in order for them to stop.
But you know what? I wanna piggyback off of brother Keith's point. I mean, black men are gaining momentum. Like brother Keith said, it's going to be harder and harder to lie on black men. It's going to be harder and harder to make black men look bad. I mean, more black men. I think we got about 2 million more black men that have entered the middle class here lately. So black men have momentum, man, socially, politically, financially, and just like the brother said, man, pretty soon people are going to start to see, man, that black men may not be at the crux of most of black society's problems.
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
Let's go to
Do you know
Perfect
that,
Billis. Hold on, real quick. Let's go to Perfect Billis.
Hey, Perfect. I haven't heard you in a while.
Yeah,
what's happening, man?
You asked me to drop that link early on the show. I was like, I told you I got you.
Yeah, I wasn't
Brother
sure how long you had been
Billis,
on.
what's
at
good
that
with it,
point.
man?
TPOT, what's happening, bro? Been kind of like in the
How
clouds.
you been,
checking out the
Perfect? I haven't
debates
seen
and
you in a while.
whatnot. Well, you know, I mean, I've been mostly in the clouds as of late, bro. You know what I'm saying? Checking out what's going on and stuff. Same old thing, you hear me? But but check this out, man. So I'm gonna try as hard as I can to not be long-winded, bro. But I want to make my point in a few different steps, man. First things first, let's define what is meant by protection. Protection is usually, well, in this sense, is really meant that I want to be able to do what I want to do, behave how I want to behave, but yet I want someone on standby who is going to come in and quote unquote protect me from the consequences of my actions. Because see, as always, like me and you have discussed before, you know, black women have this extremely unrealistic but idealistic idea of how they believe other groups of people operate. Now, if you let them tell it, you know, white women, Asian, Hispanics, etc., there's a white man for white women. I mean, there's a white man, you know, basically every 6 feet away who's just laying in wait, just waiting for another man to do something to him so he can jump out and protect them if you let them tell it. So I guess with them, they feel.
Hold on, Nardine, pump the brakes. Let him talk. Let him.
Yeah, I'm saying so they believe that there's a white man lying in wait, you know, at every 6 feet or whatever to protect them, you know, whenever they get into something. But see, I watch a whole lot of the ID channel, Investigation Discovery, and you see a lot of those murder cases, and the majority of them are white women, you know, who have been murdered by obviously other white men in most cases. So this whole protection thing, that's not quite working out for them, not as idealistically as black women would have us believe. And something else I'm getting fucking tired of also is that they say this, we're unprotected and so forth, but the moment that you get into it with one of them, the very first thing that come out of their goddamn mouth is how they gonna call some niggas to come and do something to you. You know what I'm saying? The very first thing they damn say. I mean, I can't tell you how many fights I've gotten into and damn they had to kill niggas behind stuff like that. Them shooting off at the mouth and me being as hot-tempered as I am, I'm not taking the shit. I clap back, then I'm gonna call my brother, or I'm just call some random ass niggas, or you may even have random niggas around, period, who are just willing to, you know, fight on their behalf, even though he knows that she's wrong. You know what I'm saying? So this protection shit is a false ass narrative, bro. But like with anything with them, you have got to understand, for anybody who's listening, that a lot of black women get their life ideas, like how they believe things should be. A lot of that shit comes from what they see in the media. You know what I'm saying? They're not operating in reality, bro. So we are basically held to a standard that doesn't exist. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that for that point, but say one more thing though. But like I said earlier, I'm gonna reiterate, their idea of protection is I want to be able to act however I want to act, be as extremely disrespectful as I want to be, but yet there should always be someone there to protect me from what naturally comes to me as a result of me being disrespectful. That part, that's really what they mean, because very rarely is there some guy just laying in the fucking bushes, you know, just waiting for him. Very rarely is that the case, you know. And it seems like as men, we can detect when a woman is like genuinely in need of protection, because most men will instinctually do that, if the situation's right. It's not something that they would have to think about. You know what I'm saying? But we can also detect when it's some bullshit going on. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen many men get their ass locked up, get their ass seriously hurt, if not killed, behind getting into some shit like you described earlier. These incidents where maybe it's like a lover's quarrel or some mess like that. I mean, I've seen it, man. So, like I said, I'm trying not to be long-winded, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it back to you guys.
Yeah, man. Like I said earlier in the stream, I was like, the protection is really 5 different ways that a woman can be protected or feel protected. Obviously her husband, if she got a boyfriend, particularly a live-in boyfriend, those are 2 of them. Then it's the family and friends things, like you mentioned, the goons she got on speed dial, how she always tell you get into an argument with her. I remember a chick was on Fantastic Show, and they was talking about a man hitting a woman if the woman hit him first or this or that. And I don't know how him and this chick got into this back and forth, but he had said something about he wasn't like threatening her like he about to knock her ass out. But I forgot what he said, but it prompted her to say that, shit, I wish you would hit me. Okay, now women say that all the time. What would make a woman, a little 5'3", 130-pound woman, be comfortable enough to say to a 6'5", 200? Damn, my bad. I can't get that to turn on. To a 6 foot, what would make a little 5'3", 130-pound woman comfortable enough to say to a 6'5", 260-pound man, I wish you would hit me? It's because she knows she got a shitload of protection on speed dial.
Exactly.
And so that's why they talk shit with all that bravado, because they know they got shit that they could call up. They know that they could make shit happen. They know that they could, they're a phone call away from protection. So that's one thing, like I said, your husband or boyfriend, particularly a live-in boyfriend, because a woman, she do feel safe if it's a man sleeping in the bed with her every night.
Yeah.
But then it's the family and friends. Then it's the police thing. And like I said, black men work in this country, citizens of this country, fund the police force and work on the police force. So they're getting protection in that way, definitely. So they get
Bernard,
from police. The last one is that Good Samaritan intervention, that they just think that white men just ascend from the sky. They just like fucking special ops, Navy SEALs. They come up from the ground. Like, I forgot what movie that was. They come from the ground, sky, and sea when somebody steps on a white woman's foot. So, but anyway, so those are the 5 different types of protection. And based off viral videos, they allegedly say that they don't have that reaction intervention when something happens. That's what they say. But I could show just as many videos of when a black man did grab or touch, or one black woman did get grabbed, touched, or harassed or accosted in some type of way, and some black dude came out heavy-handed in a motherfucker and knocked the dude out. I showed a video of that. It was plenty of them. I could put together a whole montage of hey, that's a female videos where they dudes come run in beating ass. Like I could show a whole montage of those. So they've let videos of when nobody intervenes, and those ones go viral because nobody intervened and shit got real fucked up. Those ones go viral, and then now that's their narrative. Y'all not protecting us. It's like that's where the shit comes from.
Hey,
Brother Bernard.
Hey, Bernard, I wanted to share something with you, brother.
Oh, okay. Let me
let Keith go ahead and get it. Go ahead, Keith.
I'm only doing this because I told you, man, I've shared with the manosphere just parts of my life. You know my story.
Mm-hmm.
And we're having this conversation about protection. And quite literally, as we speak, I told you my life's going to change this summer. So I'm like, I've been trying to get in contact with the few people I've had. And one of the gentlemen was this white counselor when I was in an orphanage. He started sending me, I just wanted to show you what protection doesn't look like, I literally just got pictures of myself. I have no baby pictures of when I was a teenager. I just got some. And I want to show you what not being, this is me in an orphanage, bro. This is what it looks like.
Hold on, let me click on your shit. Hold on.
This is so crazy. This is like world breaking shit. I've never seen these pictures ever. So apparently,
Yeah. So apparently this was a Christmas, you know, this is all like all the kids would get presents and shit. And we just all open our shit. So this is probably me when I'm like 10 or some shit, you know. I told you, man, I'm always been good looking, handsome little kid with dimples, man. You know, smart little motherfucker. You know what I mean? This is what it's like. This is a picture when you first move into a new fucking home. You got your little suitcase and shit.
Oh, damn.
Shit looks like a movie, don't it?
Yeah.
You got your suitcase, moving to some bunk, someplace you never been before. This is crazy. I've never seen these pictures before. Remember when I told you the kind of kids I grew up with? There's this kid named Travis Ritchie. I want you guys to look it up right now. He's on death row right now.
Oh,
I beat this kid right here. If you look it up right now.
Wow.
Dude look like he used to talk a lot of shit. He looked
I beat this little kid's ass. He's on death row right now. I guess he grew up to become a skinhead, all right, and killed this black guy in the park that was with this white lady. You look that shit up right now. True story, man.
Yeah, that nigga look like he'll get smart with you for saying anything.
Travis Ritchie,
the black dude that was with a white lady.
Yeah, something in the park or some shit.
Now listen, hold on. Yeah. That makes one of the points I made in the video. I was talking about how that woman brought up how white men in their attempt to protect white women, they used to lynch black men because a white man said, because a white woman said this.
Right there,
but he killed that man not for protecting that white woman, but it was his own racial bigotry, hatred, and just his violent heart. That's why he did.
Think I'm bullshitting?
It wasn't about protecting.
That's him.
I hate how they call that shit protection. That ain't protection.
Tell me that ain't him.
Shit, man.
Hold on. There you go.
Wow.
I'll grow the fuck up.
Yeah, nigga, institutionalized.
But it seems that this protection bullshit piece is bullshit. That's all it is.
Damn.
Like that lady said, Black Lives Matter is the joke.
When I told you how I grew up, B, I was not bullshitting you, man.
Yeah, man.
I done came from the fucking gutter. So we talk about protection, bro. The type of life I had to attempt to build from where the fuck I came from, protection my ass, nigga. Hey, this is so crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean,
But it seems that white women are protecting black men now.
To Brother Keith's point, the most unprotected people, man, in black society ain't these black hoes, man. It's black children, man. They are the most unprotected people, man, within black society. These hoes got all kinds of protection. They got all kinds of protection from the government, from the white folks, from the white power structure, from the police, from the courts, from every goddamn body. They got protection coming from all sides. It's the children that don't.
Hey, what does this say, Bernard?
What's that? Stood up for you. You stood up for yourself and anyone else being bullied. Wow.
So when Obsidian asked, "Why are you here?" What do you think this says about my character? Everything that you know about me. Nigga, I ain't never watched a motherfucker sit there and get his ass whooped. Ever. Because I've always been a man of honor. Always.
Hey, Brother X, right quick, man, right quick. You know what, man? To the point that you were just making, bro. Let me say this.
Thank you for letting me show that, B.
Oh, yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
But yeah, to the point that you were just making, bro. Let me tell you how protected they are. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where you can't even say anything that they don't like, even if it's the truth, without the authority of some whatever form of authority it is coming down on you to shut you up. I mean, look at us in these spaces. I mean, this is supposed to be a free speech platform as far as that goes, but we have to damn near operate like we're on some outlaw shit just to have these conversations, because they can come and fucking get us at any time for simply talking about them. Now, we may not be saying anything vulgar. We may not be making threats or saying anything hateful. It's just constructive criticism, but they're so goddamn protected that you can't even do that. And another point I was gonna make earlier is that I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go ahead, jump off, and let you guys have it. Now, I'm a big proponent. I believe that prevention is better than remedy when you start talking about protection. I mean, in this as in everything in life, if you can prevent something, then you obviously don't have to deal with the problem later on down the line. So with them, if y'all would just keep your fucking mouth shut, stop trying to boot up at every goddamn body you come across. Stop trying to be Billy Badass, trying to be this strong woman, trying to prove something. Then maybe you wouldn't find yourselves in these predicaments. Now, would you?
Right
Thank
on.
you.
Right on. Judge
Thank
Zilla the
you.
Beast is in the building. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, what's happening, Bernard? Look, I will forever be known as the dark light skinned dude. So thank you for that.
I don't even know if you heard it one time on the stream. I called you the damn. What I called you? The light skinned dark nigga. I said that one time.
But I think this is tangentially, if not directly related, at least tangentially related. Remember when we saw all those black women petitioning for Cassandra Damper to get life in prison for shooting that dude in the head on video?
There you go, Bernard. What that say?
Hold up real quick, Judge. Hey, it's sideways. I can't see that. You got to turn that camera or something.
This is so wild, just getting this information. You have no clue like how crazy
They
this
just
is.
sent you all this shit, huh?
Yeah, man. No, because he looked me up on Facebook and he was like, hey, because he was like a cool counselor. Like when I first got to this, basically it's like this big ass orphanage called St. Joseph's in Ohio. And you go there and there's like hundreds of kids, and I go there, I have nothing. So everybody's out there playing baseball. And they're playing this game called 500, where if you catch the ball, you get 100 points, and you get 500 points, you get the bat, right? And keep show up. I got no baseball glove. I'm out there fucking catching fucking fly balls with my fucking bare hands like an absolute straight up gangster. So this fucking white man buys me a fucking baseball glove. Nobody had ever got me anything. I'm probably 10 years old. I'd never got any present ever in my life, bro. So that's kind of, so he just started like, kind of sending me shit, I'm kind of going through this big thing. So I'm trying to build this fucking collage so I can write a book about my life. So I need like different pictures and stuff like that. So, that's where he was letting me know about Bobby, about Travis Ritchie, being on death row and shit. And I had to look that shit up,
Yeah, you just went mute, Keith.
Finger slips.
Oh, damn, you with it?
Yeah, you back now.
Yeah, man. It's a fucking, yeah, he looked me up just, I guess, because he saw my military service and was just like, man, you were in the military, and even still, like, this is the dude I am on this platform. This is as a kid. What does that say? I was like, because he was telling me about some kids that we had grown up with, like you said, Travis Ritchie is on death row. We were just talking about him. I was cool with this dude named Lamont and Jeff. I guess they're in jail. And I was just like, damn, Lamont was my dude back in the day. I remember Jeff, I think I got into a fight with him my first couple of nights in Garland, which is like a hall that they, keep the kids. And then he was like, yeah, you did. You didn't take any guff from anyone. You always stood up for yourself and your friends. Jeff was always a bully. Lamont was a good kid, so I always fucking stood up for fucking people to downtrodden. I always fucking, had love for the underdog because I was the underdog. And I think you mentioned something about survivor's remorse. I think that's on point, bro. Yeah. You goddamn right. I got survivor's remorse, man. I got that empathy, man. I feel for motherfuckers. I know what it is, man.
Yeah.
And that's why I got the attitude I do.
Right on, man. Right on. Respect
I appreciate y'all going on that journey. This is crazy because this just all came up this morning.
Oh yeah, I was happy to help you share that.
That's crazy.
Share that. I just you dug up a lot of your memories right there. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Anytime you can get a windfall or a gift like that, that's a special time, Keith, man.
Yeah. Absolutely, definitely
I'm
respect.
happy for you, man.
Respect,
Yeah, but
respect.
the $40 million man will enjoy this summer though, so it's all good.
All right, all right. Where was we at?
Peace to the panel, peace to the chat. Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
peace,
no,
peace.
we're
Oh yeah,
talking about
Judge.
this.
Yeah, go ahead, Judge.
We're talking about this, are black men really unprotected? Excuse me, black women really unprotected, right? And I remember, man, about a year, maybe 18 months ago, possibly 2 years ago, all those women petitioning, for, for that woman who shot that black man point blank in the fucking head, um, and then just ran off for her to get life in prison. Remember that? Don't you remember that?
I don't remember. The only thing I remember about somebody getting shot in the back of the head, that's some Toya Brown stuff.
No. Remember the viral video that was going around?
I remember the chick. She was playing with the pistol.
He told her to stop playing with it. She racked the slide and shot him in the head.
Damn.
She chambered the round and shot him in the head, and then bounced and dipped and ran out. Remember all those women that wanted her to get the time that she deserved for that? For shooting a man in the head and leaving him for dead? Remember that?
I don't remember their reaction to it, but I do remember the video.
Oh, maybe I'm mistaken that. Oh, well, come to think of it, I don't remember that either. I don't remember.
Well, no, you might be right. I
don't remember any women. I don't remember any women who were up there saying, "Yeah, she deserved for her that cold, callous indifference. She deserves life in fucking prison." Well, you'll be happy to know she's getting out in a couple of months. She was sentenced to 10 years, but after 6 months so far, in a couple of months she'll be being released and she'll be on 9 years probation.
So doing some other ratchet shit.
Yeah, I look. Here's the thing. Fortunately, the dude is alive still. He didn't die, so he's still alive. He's
in
suffering.
decent condition.
He's suffering, but
can he move any of his extremities at all?
I'm not sure. Every time he's out and about, he's in a wheelchair. He's photographed anyway, so I don't know for sure.
Mentally, where do it seem like? Oh, you can tell just a photograph.
Well, if you look at the picture of the guy, he's there's some issues. There's definitely some issues.
So he's alive, but he's not him anymore at all.
No,
he's not living. He's alive, but he's not living.
So so these women, they demand this protection from all of us. But when women fuck up and do some heinous ass fucking shit, they're right there, right, to demand that they get punished, right?
Yeah,
no, they're
it's
not.
A farce.
Oh, wait,
it's a
but
farce.
They're not. Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know. It's crazy with a lot of those stories we don't follow up on, and then this goes back to the racism thing where, if we hear a story like that where, let's just say it was a racial difference between the person who pulled the trigger and the person got shot, and we found out that, oh damn, she getting out in 9 months? She gonna do at least 9 months time served, barely a year. We would definitely cry. Well, a lot of black people would cry white supremacy and racism, but no, that shit be happening too. It just don't be as viral, because that's crazy for her to like she shot that man in the head. Now it could be argued that it was an accident.
She racked the slide.
Yeah.
She chambered a round and pulled the trigger.
We talking about
Yeah. Plus, what the fuck are you doing playing with a fucking gun pointing it at somebody's fucking head? Yeah. I mean, what kind of mistake is that?
Let's examine this a little bit here, Bernard. Ready? Do you know what a gun is?
Yeah.
Do you know what guns do?
Yeah.
So when you rack the slide, meaning pull back the receiver, right? The slide on the receiver, and there's a magazine in the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect is going to happen when there's a magazine in the weapon and you chamber a round by pulling the slide back on the receiver and letting it go back forward?
You've effectively made it officially a deadly weapon in your hand, and you're pointing it at somebody. What I'm saying.
And so what's going to happen when you pull that trigger?
Oh, no. You're going to kill somebody. If we're talking about the same video, it didn't look like she pulled the trigger on purpose. It looked like she was just stupid as fuck. Stupid enough to rack it. Stupid enough to not have her index finger pointed out with her finger on the trigger and pointing it at somebody playing around talking shit, and it fired off and she shot him. That's still worth 20 years manslaughter. So no matter how we slice it, she should have been doing at least 20 years.
So
let's see. Okay,
for being stupid.
So we know we know that she couldn't send right. We know that he couldn't send his goons right to get retaliation to her because she's a woman, and you can't have men go up and beat up a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But where are all those women standing in line to beat her ass?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, except, all those letters that came in and all that sympathy for her that came in from women.
Oh, shit.
How she was, how every excuse was given to her. Oh, well, she was just a young woman who didn't know what 7-year-olds know about firearms.
Yeah, no, if you know how to rack a gun, then you know enough about guns not to do something that's stupid. Because somebody who don't know nothing about guns, don't know nothing about cocking it and doing none of that to put the bullet in the chamber. No, they just don't know. If you literally know nothing about guns, because I mean, as men, we're used to handling guns. So, but if you can go back to your first time with a handgun when you tried to cock it, and it was a very uncomfortable thing. But if you know how to just click clack and do it fast, you know how to handle a gun.
Look, to be honest,
she knows how to handle a gun, and she knew fucking better.
Let's be real. As many fucking guns are in TV shows and movies and video games, it's not a hard thing to figure out.
I remember my first time doing it. It was awkward.
Now, it may be the difficult thing, maybe to be determining on with whether the safety is on or not. That may be a little bit more difficult. But again, she knew exactly what she was doing when she did it. Now, am I going as far to say premeditated murder? No. But did she attempted premeditated murder? No. But I'm going to say that when you deliberately commit a sequence of actions that result in somebody getting shot in the head, that's not an accident.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I'm just saying,
manslaughter at least, second-degree murder at the most.
Well, 6
getting
months,
off in a year, that shouldn't be acceptable.
Isn't that always the case, though?
Because
isn't that always the case?
See, here's the thing. I don't know a man who's been convicted of domestic violence who's gotten less than a year. Convicted.
Isn't that always the case, though? When it comes to these women, it's always, she's a girl, she didn't know any better. Oh, she's a female, she don't know any better. So what? She slapped him in the face. He shouldn't have slapped her back. She's a female, she didn't know any better. That's kind of the default setting for many of us when it comes to these women. When the shit that they do, it's always assigned to they didn't know any better because they are female. Therefore, they are not responsible for the repercussions that follow. And that is just straight absurd nonsense at this point. It just is, man.
But X, a year for slapping a woman, 6 months for shooting a man point blank in the head.
Yeah. She didn't know any better. You see that? She didn't know any better when she was fucking around with the gun. She was just bullshitting. She didn't know any better. She didn't know that guns kill people. She didn't know that, if you point a gun at somebody's head, you could potentially kill them or, fuck their brain up forever. She didn't know any of that. So,
let's
probation is good.
Let's play a logic exercise. Are we down?
Yeah.
All right. So all the things are the same in this case. In this case, in the scenario, everything is the same, except he does it to her.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is the same, the genders are reversed. So he is her and she is he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would throw him under the bus.
So would he get 6 months and 9 years probation?
So
Well, would he be sentenced to 10 years and then get out after 6 months, having to serve the rest of his sentence on probation?
Judge, I have a theory on that. So
me too.
I think that it's because of the prison industrial complex. I think that a woman's labor ain't worth shit, and they cost more to imprison than they make in their labors. You know, because when you think about it, like a prisoner is, supposed to bring the prison industry profit through their works. A woman's physical labor ain't worth shit. So she's just costing, eating shit, and taking care of her feminine needs. So they're less likely to keep them in prison. See, I was thinking about that shit when I was in San Francisco, and I noticed like a bunch of homeless just doing foul shit and getting away with it. And that's because when you're fucked in the head, people you can't work, so they don't imprison them for long periods of time for shitting in public and just doing all kind of foul homeless people shit. So I noticed that the criminal justice system tends to focus on like young, healthy men. Those are the ones that they want to imprison. Old people do something, they're light on them. Just
game changer. I have to push back based on my 9 years plus worth of anecdotal experience. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Go for
it. The custody of yard that she would have been placed on, that's not really a prison industrial complex workers place, because what she committed is a violent offense. So they are more than willing, at least in my state and few other states that I'm I have direct knowledge of. They are more than willing to place people in jail who do not produce for the prison industrial complex.
Okay, then yeah, it's just some sexist shit. I don't know if that will. That's why I preface this with this is a theory. I don't know the industrial system that well.
This is my thing. I suspect that there may be some informant situation going down, but because I don't know how you get a sweetheart deal like that, outside of informing. But hey,
yeah, that's a possibility too.
Well, I want to put the focus on for a second on Ayanna Cousin. Ayanna Cousin, he was one of these dudes that fight first and ask questions later, and when Kane whooped his ass, and it wasn't just like a mild ass whooping. This was an ass whooping that ruined the actor's career. Like his reputation was so fucked up after that. It was like he actually got his ass whooped. The actor that played him, I forget his name. And afterwards, because of that, he like, hey, I don't like the way you treat Ayanna, partner. And then Kane whipped his ass, and he went back and shot him. And Sharif got killed and everything else. Nobody ever stopped and asked, what if that ain't Kane's baby? What if all these niggas is going to jail and dying and shit, and that's not even Kane's baby? Because Kane did use a condom, and Ayanna had a reputation, So I think that when it comes to protection, you have to question the integrity of the person that you are protecting.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's wild. True. That's a wild example. That's a wild example of what we're talking about.
Look, and look, and not to again, I apologize if I'm manhandling the mic here on this.
No, you good.
But given this complaint, right? Given this complaint that are black women really unprotected, again, to the excerpt that you used of Game Changers video, if you are deserving of protection, you shall receive it. It's been proven over and over again that there are random black dudes that will step up into the mix. There are even random white dudes that'll step into the mix. that's what happens a lot of time in these situations. Now,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't happen, right? Sometimes it doesn't happen. The video where the lady's getting beat and the dude literally has a firearm at his side. Well, I can see why most people wouldn't step up in that moment because he has a firearm at his side. But most of the occasions that I've witnessed of, at the, as you said, at bare minimum, that's a female.
Mm-hmm.
And most likely it's people that come in. And again, I'm a big dude, so I always, anytime anything goes down around me, the eyeballs are directed to me to do something.
Yeah.
Whether it's my job or not. So, but if you want this shit, right? You've got to be. If you want this shit, where you have bad actors that are out there that are doing stupid fucking shit, that are placing themselves in the harm way or doing fucked up shit to black men, then maybe you want to speak up and have their fucking feet held to the fire. If you want random black men to step up to help you, and maybe when it's a person who's not fucking related to you, and you can see how fucking bullshit that's the shit that's going on then maybe you call that shit out. And maybe you say, no, that bitch is wrong for that. She's given our black men a bad fucking name. And perhaps again, I don't think anybody that follows her content would allow anything to happen to Crimson Cure. I don't think God damn it, I'm missing her name. Miss Ali. You know what I mean? Or any of those people whom actually point out the bullshit when the bullshit needs to be fucking pointed out and wash their hands from it, effectively saying, I ain't with those niggas either. I ain't with those bitches either. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But
on.
isn't
Right.
Isn't
go
all
ahead.
of that subjective though, Brother Bernard, and Brother Judge? Isn't it subjective? The protection is subjective, just like what a person potentially needs to be protected from. I mean, I go back to Calvin Munderland, who got killed last month at his job, security guard doing his job, asked these women to leave the store because they didn't have on a mask. They left, came back 20 minutes later, and these guys killed this guy.
With a shotgun.
So, yeah, they came back and they killed the guy. So, all that shit is subjective because you figure in a situation like that. I know if my wife came home and was like, we need to go back to the store, you need to bring your Desert Eagle because the security guard told me to leave the store. No, she didn't go back and tell those guys that. What she did is she went home and wove this colorful tale about how she was disrespected and how the guy said this and he did that and all of this kind of nonsense, and actually had a 20-minute interval between the time this man was shot. Yes. So when you have shit like that going on, it'll make you wary about protecting a woman when she comes to you and say somebody did something to her, because more than likely she's probably extemporizing and fucking exaggerating like a motherfucker about everything she's telling you because she want to get your ass down there with that Desert Eagle.
Exactly. This is the black women position. This is the equivalent of the black women of the white women saying that we live in an R culture. When all men
live in a what culture?
Yeah.
An R culture.
Red culture.
Oh,
yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
In our culture, right? When every man finds that, almost every man to a T finds that abhorrent and is willing to do something about it. But again, we have countless. Again, another example I'll give of a man who lost his life defending his girlfriend, wife, whatever, baby mom, whatever. Right? The woman that parked in that handicap space a couple of years ago, parked in a handicap space. Right?
Oh, I remember that.
Older white dude walked up and said, "Hey, you're in a handicap space," and she told her, whatever.
People ran in the store and told her boyfriend, and he ran out.
And he came out and caught three to the chest.
Yeah,
pushed him down. He pushed the dude down, and he caught 3 to the chest from it. Right?
Yeah.
And so it's again, this bullshit narrative that they don't have the protection that everybody knows that they fucking have. It's a rare exception when they're just out there getting mollywopped. It's extremely rare when they're out there getting mollywopped for no reason whatsoever.
Well,
and most of the time, it's a situation that they instigate.
Yeah, well, yeah, more than likely somebody
Yeah,
is
that's
going
right.
to intervene. But well, Mella's on the panel. I'm sure she can tell us about all the many times when she's got just punched out and stumped out, and it was just a group of black men just there, just sipping tea and laughing. And tell us about all those times that's happened to you in your life.
Your comedy knows no bounds. Congratulations on your success and popularity. I'm very happy for you, and I'm
Thank
really enchanted by everybody's commentary. I really am. What I'd like to contribute is the fact that I'm here to answer specific questions as an individual. As much as I'm here to answer questions as an individual. However, I will make a general statement. There are black women, oftentimes than not, that impose upon black men to quote unquote prove their love. And oftentimes that's putting innocent black men in dangerous positions for just her emotional whimsy. And that's my position on the generalized compartmentalization that I place a lot of black women in. Like, based on her emotional whimsy, she will lasso a man that has an affinity for her. It doesn't have to be a man. It could be the next man in the aisle at the grocery store. You know, she will lasso his tendency to have an affinity for black woman, a black woman that resembles his mother, even, you know, because she's going through some hardship. She will lasso that. She
Resembles
will,
his mother.
when I say, I'm talking about skin tone, I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about skin tone. Like, you know, those of us who come from, you know, black women, a lot of us are cinnamon colored and everything above and below. Okay.
Yeah, no,
So,
okay, yeah. Most black men are with black women. Yeah.
right. So there's an
I don't know what
affinity
somebody mama
that
got to do with anything. All
that,
right.
no,
Carry on,
I'm
carry
saying
on.
that there's an affinity for those who may have been a favorable caretaker in one's past. That's my point. And if that favorable caretaker was a quote unquote black woman with all the shades in between, and you're standing in line at a grocery store, and next thing you know, you see this woman being bombarded with all types of accusations that seem kind of suspect, and a man will go to defend her, you know, and then it turns out she was on that bullshit. She was shoplifting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they tackled the woman because she was shoplifting. And you're like, no, you're not supposed to do a female like that. As it turns out, she, you know, take off her raincoat. She got a whole buffet underneath that raincoat. You know what I'm saying? And she was just trying to get away with something. And she was lassoing in the affection she would hope nearby black men would have for her. So that would be why I showed up to the panel. Is there any distinguishment as to how black men discern who is worth it and who is not?
No, because the actual scenario that you bring up, we've all tried to speak up or talk up for somebody who it comes up to turn up. Oh man, you are like, are you fucking kidding me, man? I fucking put this effort into fucking justifying you not being abused.
But hold on. But when you ask that question, I want to make it clear
So
that
we got all these
hold on,
examples.
hold on.
We got
Wait, can you hear me? When
Yes.
when we take the question there, how do you discern who's worthy of it and who's not? I like to make the point that at that point, we're really not even talking about protection. We're talking about just good Samaritan intervention if somebody is in danger. I mean, protection, I look at it as something that's going to come, from, your husband, your boyfriend, probably your live-in boyfriend, you got family and you got friends. you got police. But if you
Oh,
when you randomly walking down the street and
personal relationships.
and
Okay.
not necessarily well, yeah. I mean, police, that's not personal relationships. But when you just walking down the street and somebody just randomly jump out the bushes and try to grab your purse, I don't even look at it like we're talking about protection. We're just talking about reaction. Just is there going to be a good Samaritan intervening? And I don't even think that's that major of a problem. I think it's overblown. Most of the time, good Samaritans intervene. Well, most of the time, good Samaritans intervene when a woman is in danger. So I believe that we're talking about an exaggerated issue that have blown up because of viral videos. So I think it's a moot point to say, well, how do you determine which woman deserves it and which woman doesn't?
You, Mr. Riley.
Yeah.
Your title speaks for itself. You did not differentiate. That's all.
I only could put so many words in a title. So it said, "Are Black women really unprotected?"
Right.
But when we're talking about, I'm not saying we can't talk about reaction, but I just want to make it clear we're talking about reaction. I think it's a social media blown up, exaggerated thing because twice a month, one Black woman would get her head bust, and there maybe was or maybe wasn't a Black man around, but either way, nobody reacted. So that just turned into this whole social media blitz of they're not protecting us. And I just think that that's bullshit because I could find just as many videos that don't go as viral of Black men intervening and reacting when a Black woman is in danger, rather she's wrong or rather she's right.
Right. Bernard Riley, why aren't your titles 2 paragraphs long? It seemed like a lot of words to ask you that question.
I'm not up here to read minds. I gave an example according to his title. That's all.
Well,
No. It's fair. It's fair to mention that, and we could talk about that. But I just like to point out that I think. I mean, I already explained it. I'm not about to explain it again. I just was pointing out that I think it's an element of just social media BS with the whole non-protection thing when you're talking about Good Samaritan intervention. I think that y'all do get that you'd be hard up to find a Black woman. I mean, yes, we can find some viral videos that are on the World Wide Web, and it's a big ass world with everybody with a phone attached to their hand. So we're going to be able to get the videos of a Black woman getting her head busted by a man and nobody intervening. But there's more videos of people intervening and reacting. So I do think it can become a moot point when we try to say, well, how do you determine who gets the protection and who doesn't? Most women get the protection, rather they're right or rather they're wrong. I was about to show a video, but I cut it short, of a woman who was basically attacking the bus. Maybe she got put off the bus for something, but she took some kind of thing and started banging.
I know what you're talking about.
You saw that one? Look, dig that one up for me. And a dude did run in to help her when somebody tried to stop her. A dude ran in when, hey, hold on. You don't got to touch her like that. You know, and she was sitting there with some big, sharp, some heavy object attacking a city bus because I don't know what dispute she had with the bus driver. The bus driver tried to block her car. Then she tried to attack the guy that was trying to block her car.
You want me to find it?
Yeah, go ahead and find it. And you know how to screen share and everything, right? Click the share button. Well, are you on your phone?
We do know.
I'll just send it to your email.
All right, that's cool. David Johnson, thank you for the super
What's
chat.
your email,
He says,
Bernard?
women are the establishment's biggest and best mindless supporter of materialism. So why would they ever lock up or kill their best customer while Black women are also used to help trap Black men in the system? Thank you for the super chat, David.
All right, let's unpack that. Black women are used to trap Black men. That's a very good topic.
That's not the topic. I'm not going there because I don't know.
Okay.
That's what a super chatter.
That
David
was a very effective super chat statement. Shout out to David Johnson.
We said Black women are also used to help trap Black men in the system. That something can be said about that, but I'm not going there digging into that. I'm not.
Well, let's be honest here, man. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this shit. All right. Now, we always talking about, or you always hear people on the damn media talking about how black women ain't protected, and we done debunked that in like the first 30 minutes of this conversation with everybody on the panel. But regardless of that, black women are always going to get a level of protection. Why? Because, see, in black society, we have been indoctrinated to protect old mama. And we see old mama in all these holes, even the ones that ain't even worthy. Because just like our mothers, a lot of our mothers were not worthy of their they weren't worthy of the impunity that they got. No matter how bad she treated you, no matter how many dudes that she brought home was in your room at night, how she half feed you, half clothed you, half housed you. Guess what? Mama's reputation was always protected. Mama's image was
They
always
even
protected.
made songs about it.
Don't mess with my mama. Don't mess with my mama. So of course, black women are always going to us when we these holes. Who do we see? These.
Black women think there is a impunity by virtue of giving birth, and that's not the case. Is the character is the case. And just like the video you had displayed prior, that woman, as opposed to being grateful that her child was delivered home safely, it was discovered based on the interpretation of how she received the matter that not only was she not grateful, she is most likely an abusive parent, and the little girl was running away from her in the first place.
Yeah.
That's a lack of character.
But look, I'm just look. Okay, that the impunity is given from being no. The impunity is given because they're always slapped on the fucking wrist. Come on, man. Look, I like I said, I'm sorry.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ, Judge. I beg to differ.
I let you speak. Tommy Sotomayor has a career spanning 5 years plus on videos of women getting away with bullshit. With slaps on the wrist. I remember the three women that were involved in stabbing the waitress that got probation. It's always a slap in the wrist. That's why people who are unprotected, again, to quote Game Changers, to quote Bernard quoting Game Changer, women who are unprotected, people who are unprotected, do not go out and instigate bullshit. That's not what they do. That's not what they fucking do. They do not go out in public and instigate fucking bullshit encounters. They avoid encounters.
Black Wolf Inc.
Of course.
Thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that.
Plus the women crying about not having protection. These are the women who don't have anybody. I mean, I got a lot of women in my family too. I mean, I got a wife, I got 2 grown daughters. You'll never hear them talking about they feel unprotected. You know why? Because they fucking got me. Even when I'm not even with them. I mean, they fly under my flag. So I make sure they're protected. I make sure, my wife carries a fucking 38 in a fucking purse. My daughter's got pepper spray and shit. The only reason why they don't got the heat because they live in New York. So, I mean, when they talking about the unprotected, usually the ones they're screaming at is the ones with no man. All right. They ain't got no man. They ain't got nobody who they can run and call and all this kind of nonsense. I mean, women who live under the flag of a man do not have this problem. They don't have this conversation. They don't. They just don't. They don't have this conversation, man.
And women who love and care about you understand that should they get into an encounter of this nature and you have to intervene as a man, I might lose my father, brother, uncle, husband to prison.
Precisely.
They're not going to get you into no bullshit, man.
To prison or death. So
yeah, but
you Borgin bad.
Because protection isn't just, coming up beating somebody's ass because they did something to them. Protection is giving them the wherewithal of not where not to be, what not to do, how to protect themselves in case of. I mean, that protection is extended because I'm not with my ladies all the time, but I do tell my ladies about things. I teach them how to defend themselves. I teach them how to use a firearm. I teach them how to use pepper spray. So that is an extension of my protection. So when they're out, I'm confident that they are going to act or react responsibly if the need arises. That is also part of your protection. It's an extension of your protection, even when you can't be there, because you can't be with your ladies all the damn time.
Oh, she has to hold up her end of the responsibility.
Yeah, here go that video. I just dug that up. That one we was talking about. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see.
Or rather, her part of the responsibility.
All right, everybody should be able to see that. LA Lakers, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that. Let's see. Where am I going? Neurodine, welcome back. And
yeah, I found the video. I was trying to send it to you.
Actually, I found it too. You don't even bother emailing. I found it. Here you go, right here.
Yeah, it was in South Florida.
It's
and
crazy.
The stat is you gotta see this shit. It's ridiculous.
If there are no more inquiries, I am grateful for the time we've had together. I'd like to leave.
Inquiries?
Yeah, like I want to contribute and answer things.
Nobody called you up for questions. When did you become the
Are you serious? There is a ton of
Initially, I thought you wanted to push back on me about that Cassandra for Dampney thing.
Hold on, stop it.
No, I'm not interested in conflict. There was someone that specifically requested me to attend the panel based on some comments I made in the chat. I concluded that, and unless you want to stay, I can leave.
Okay. I was just laughing because I didn't know anybody requested you to come up for anything. But you said if there are no more inquiries, I'm like, when did you become the keynote speaker on the dais here?
It's just I just got a lot of business stuff going on during the weekday, and I talk different sometimes as opposed to the middle of the night when I'm clowning with some of the other brothers. People have known me to be comical and over the top, but these are business hours and I have to do something. So I just wanted to donate my time, and I'm very appreciative. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
cool.
you.
Cool, yeah, and I'm joking, but no, real talk. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it.
You're better than me, Bernard. You're better than me. Hop on one foot. Bark like a dog. Whatever you wish, my prince.
Cut it out.
No, I'm not here. I'm not here to accommodate. I'm not here to accommodate.
No, she came in peace. I don't mind that. Woman want to, come in peace, add something to the conversation, agree or disagree. It's cool. I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up.
Zilla, I'm familiar with you and your comedic talents. No boundaries. I'll get with you later. Love you, brothers.
Look. Irish coffee is good. I get it.
All right, I'm about to roll the beautiful bean.
Listen to his hilarity. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Orange juice flavored wine.
Whoa, why can't we hear nothing?
Kidding me?
I can hear it.
You can?
Is she kidding me?
Yeah.
She's been arrested.
I can't hear.
That's a federal crime. Are you kidding me? Kidding me? Got her plate?
Now I think that's the bus. Oh shit! She just tried to hit the bus driver.
Oh, take that. Get that. She's
And
going
now
to.
you laying out on the car.
What the?
Now she trying to get him to fuck off of her car.
Oh, no, y'all gotta help me.
And I can't hear the video for some reason. I'm glad y'all can hear it. But I think this is where the brother ran over. Like, hold on, now you ain't got to touch her.
What are you doing, bro?
So yeah, that's the brother that ran by trying to protect
And no
from
protection. Do you see the guy in the white shirt?
You guys doing?
Motherfucker.
Hello, 911. Yo.
Motherfucker.
Yo.
But keep in mind, he only intervened when the white guy was about to respond to her. When the white guy came towards her to give some finally give some reaction after she done busted up the bus, ran him over, or tried to run him over. When he finally comes towards her a little bit, he ran up. Wait, hold on now. You ain't got to touch. I can't hear. I don't know, for some reason I can't hear it.
Defend mama
Defend
at
that
all
bullshit.
costs, no matter what she does. Defend old mama.
Bernard,
Thank you
unprotection.
for the
Okay,
super chat, David Johnson.
so was the level of unprotection due to nobody ran up and gave her gloves so that she wouldn't hurt her hands, and nobody came in and buckled her seatbelt for her so she would get whiplash when she ran into the dude again? Come on, get
crazy, man.
Like, she got protection. She was directly 1,000. Well, there's not such a thing. 100% in the fucking wrong, and she still received protection right there.
This is what they want, man. They want the right to be able to do this shit. They want the right to be able to do it, not face any repercussions. And if any repercussions happen to come their way, some motherfucker will jump out the window for them.
That guy was probably the bus driver trying not to let her get away. I don't know the backstory here, but he was trying to stand in front of her car while he called the police.
What the hell? Yo. What are you doing, bro? Yo, that's our man.
Hey, look at the staff defending her.
You guys doing? Hello, 911. Yo. Yo.
She was arrested.
Yes.
Oh, she did get arrested.
She did get arrested.
It's not a fact.
Look how she treated her.
Nuruddin. Yes, she's arrested, but it's bullshit. She's gonna
she's gonna get a smack on the
get out.
She's gonna get fucking out. She is gonna get
and do it again.
Out.
And do it again.
She's gonna receive minimal punishment at best for this bullshit. She's gonna get restitution fines, which she's never gonna fucking pay.
Yeah.
She's gonna serve 6-8 months in the fucking county, and they're gonna give her time served, and they're gonna give her fucking probation. Why? Because nobody fucking died.
Because and the thing is, she'll do it again.
But
she'll do it again.
But if the dude in the white shirt that's protecting her had done the same fucking bullshit that she did, he's going
they've thrown him to jail.
He's going away for 15 to 20.
David Johnson, thank you for the super chat. He says, to create proper division between two people, you have to offer one of the two something to betray and throw the other one under the bus. So who's offered all types of selfish incentives to betray the other? Thank you for the super chat. Interesting points there. But yeah, this video is crazy. Thanks, David Johnson. Watch how much just the lack of respect she got for the black man who's trying to protect her from the white guy and from herself. Watch how she just pushed past him.
Yeah.
Move, nigga. Like that. Like that shit is ridiculous, man.
Yo. Watch out. You up there, y'all move.
That shit is ridiculous. I'm glad y'all can hear this because I can't hear shit.
Yeah.
He blew his knee out, fucking tore his ACL and his hip.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
She literally ran over a dude. Look, I'm telling you. When this is 2 years ago?
Why would you get jumping in the what? They can get
2 fucking years ago.
You alright?
Look up the fucking case, man. Look at she's out right now. She's out right now. She ran over the same man 3 fucking times. Okay, she didn't run over. She ran into the same man 3 fucking times with her car after committing the vandalism on the bus. I'm willing to put up $1,000 right fucking out. Now. She's out right now. I'm that fucking solid about this.
Nuruddin, how much time did she get?
Doing
well, I'm looking at the store. I'm looking at the I'm looking at the story right now, and I think she's gonna get probation for attacking a DC Metro bus driver.
Yeah, they don't do nothing to these hoes, man. They don't do nothing to them. They can get away with anything, man. You know,
See,
and it's not even so
she
much that it's
attacked a
just black
Greyhound bus
women, man.
operator.
It's women in general, man.
Oh yeah, no,
Women
that's
in
true.
general.
That's true.
But they're unprotected. They're unprotected.
Yeah.
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 Women
Fuck
get
outta
away
here,
with
man.
all kinds of shit, man. Have you seen the spike in fucking female teachers fucking their teenage students?
Yes.
Ain't none of them hoes going to jail. But you let a man start fucking them high schoolers. Man, he'll be doing all kinds of time. All kinds
It's not
of time.
It's not a spike. It's not a spike. The attention that it's garnering has spiked. It's not a spike. The numbers haven't changed. The percentage base hasn't changed. These things have always been fucking happening.
Yep. They don't do shit to them, man. They have to do something really, really egregious. You know, they
And
have
not
to
only that,
shoot somebody in their head, chop their body up,
Hey, y'all
put it in a barrel and set it on fire.
Hey,
there's
time,
also another.
hold
There's
on,
also
hey,
another
time out,
story.
fellas. Moderators, time Elise out. She in here starting shit. This looks to be pretty unnecessary.
There's also another story.
I don't know what's going on between her and Crimson Cure, but I think that's what she talking shit to. Yeah, go ahead and get her up out of here. Don't block her. She don't got to be blocked. But right now, what's going on ain't cool. So just time her out for a long time.
And you also know what else is messed up? They could get goons like what happened in Philly to come shoot up a bus because she's beating her kid, and the guy's saying, "Hey, that's not cool. You don't want to do that." And guess what she did? She was able to use her smartphone to call some goons to shoot up a fucking bus with people on it.
Yeah. Look, I mean, look.
Hold on, wait. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Came through.
I'll send you the video.
Nerdine, let me thank the super chats. Came through with the Ugandan shillings. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It says I'm here spying on my YouTube wife. Oh, she be over here all the time, man. You slacking. You need to get her under control. She stay over here. You need to get her under control. But anyway,
I'm gonna repeat what I said before.
Go ahead.
Again, this is a myth. It's a complete fucking 100% fucking myth. I don't know why I want to say 1,000, but 100% fucking myth. Again, just like the feminist myth of we live in an all culture. Again, when there are dudes in prison for doing heinous things over false R accusations, you know, like again, it's all it is. It keeps being brought up. It keeps being said when they are some of the most, again, when you consider street justice and legal and the boys in blue and the lawyer and prosecutorial and prosecutorially, they're some of the most protected. They are some of the most protected. Again, as you illustrated, you know, most white Asian, Indian, whatever, they're not out there in the streets doing a whole bunch of the street justice. I mean, in along trailer park alleys and shit like that. Yeah. But when you get to the middle class and when we get to the middle class and higher, that's not going down.
Right.
It's just not really going down like that. And it's so fucking ridiculous that to even ask the question and I understand why you have to, but to be brought up as a point when when there's so many examples of this shit.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I partially blame the Black Manosphere for this because instead of laying out the point that they actually are protected, they like to double down on it and say, well, you don't deserve it anyway. And they just like to keep it right there. You know the whole shout out to Obsidian. If we ain't fucking, you get nothing. If I don't know you, I don't owe you. Shout out to Fantastic on that one. If I don't know you, I don't owe you. All that is true. It's true. You don't owe anybody anything. All of that is true. So you can make the point. If I don't know you, I don't owe you. So quit making these bullshit videos saying I owe you some type of protection. But even with that said, they are protected and they're raging out over viral videos that it went viral because nobody intervened and the woman got jacked up. Had somebody intervened, it wouldn't have went as viral. It just would have been a man punching a man, like the video I showed earlier, where a guy collared up his woman, had his hand on her neck or collared her up, and then some dude just came in out of nowhere and just sized. So he cocked back to Africa and knocked that motherfucker out. And knockout videos do get some views, but they're not going to go viral as a woman, getting harassed or beat up by a man, and then especially if the man happens to be another race. Oh, that's really going viral. So that's what they see, and now they're like, oh, black men aren't protecting us, and they're afraid of other men, and it's like, no, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. So I think that's what we need to do more. Point out that their argument is bullshit and engineered by social media algorithms, where certain videos go viral and certain videos don't. I showed the data. They're raped or sexually assaulted and all of that is at pretty much at the same rate. When it comes to domestic violence, they get a little bit more of that than white women, but I mean it's not nothing astronomical where they're just being, so most of it is bullshit. Most of it.
Hey, Bernard, man.
Bernard, can you what's your email address? Because I have a video to send you about.
It's in my about section. Just go to my about section. It's in there. It's Bernard Riley 99 at gmail.com. But
Bernard 99.
Bernard Riley 99 the number 99 at gmail.com. But just go to my about section if you just want to copy and paste it.
I'm just again, that's domestic violence and rape, right? We also know that's by the Duluth model, right? And so that's a flawed methodology anyway. That's been pointed out many times, because domestic violence is usually not initiated by the men, and more than half of the time it's been alluded to being more of a mutual combat than a dude just tuning up his wife.
Damn it, Judge! I started fumbling when I was showing the stats on that, and it was something I knew I was forgetting, and that was the part right there. That's what I forgot to say.
And then the same thing with the coloring of the numbers of what constitutes rape. The men, they get, yada yada. I'm not going to do that, but just understand that those statistics are skewed and swayed, and because of the way their methodology is. Bernard, thanks for having me on X-Pod. X, it was great talking with you there. And Nuridian,
hey,
a great morning, brother.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to jump off too, but I just want to say this, man. It's not like they require protection from these random people who are just walking the street and stalking and hunting, black women. Because in reality, they're not even really that important to anybody. They're not even that important to anybody. So it's not like these random dudes from other races, and random black guys as well, are just walking around looking for some black woman to harass, hurt, beat, do something to. But that's how they lay the argument out. They lay the argument out that, there's always these people bothering them. But that's the story with these women anyway. Someone's always doing something to them. Someone's always bothering them. Everybody
That's
wants
not true.
That's the shit you hear. That's the narrative they give you, man, because they want to convince us that they are so important, they are so valuable, they are so great that they are just an open target. When they walk out of their house, boy, they got a big bright target on their back, because we're these great women, and everybody wants us, and everybody thinks we're beautiful, and everybody thinks we're the best, and all this kind of nonsense. That's what it's all about, man. It all goes back to that. It goes back to their fucking egos. It goes back to their low level of self-esteem. Because if they can get up here and say, well, black men don't protect us, what that says is that we are people who are under attack. We're the perpetual victim, and no one cares. That's all they're saying, man. That's all they're saying.
Which is bullshit, because they're not
and no one cares.
Meanwhile, they can get goons to come shoot up a bus for them. They can get goons to kill people for them. They could be in the wrong 100%, and they'll still some sap that will come and protect them. I'm like,
Yeah, well,
this is
this is the thing.
bullshit.
I'll say this and I'll get the hell off. I'm a true believer that it's all about old mama. You know, we see our old mama in these hoes, and you know, we want to give them the same protection that we give her, no matter how fucked up she is, because no matter how fucked up old mama was, we always took her side. But these same women who can run and get all these dudes, right, to come shoot up a bus, come shoot up a school, come shoot up a security guard at his job, these same
With a
women, they
shotgun.
can't get these. Yeah, they can't get these dudes to group up and come to their house and fix up their old raggedy crib with the steps and the doors and the windows falling off of it. They can't get these niggas to come and help them fix their old raggedy car that they drive. They can't get these niggas to come help them do anything of any constructive worth. But they can sure as hell go and find somebody to go shoot somebody. They can't find these brothers. They can't find these brothers to help them do shit around the old raggedy fucking houses. They can't find these dudes to come
to go to a PTA meeting.
Yeah, you can't find one of these dudes to give your ass a ride to see what's going on with your children's school. You can't get these dudes to help you do nothing to improve your motherfucking life, but you can run out and find these dudes and have them come fucking shoot up a bus, shoot up people. I mean, come on, man. This shit is crazy, man.
Yeah,
It's fucking crazy.
Bernard, I
can't even tell if they just playing right now.
Bernard, I sent that video to you.
Okay, cool.
I sent it to you.
Cool. I'm probably about to get out here. I might have to revisit the video later because I'm about to get off of here pretty soon. But
yeah, I'm gonna say peace, brother Bernard, man, brother Nuruddin, man.
All right,
I'll see y'all on the other side, bro. Peace.
All right, thanks, X. All right, David Johnson came through with another super chat. Appreciate that. He says it's all manipulation. 100 black women say they're not protected just to get their way and not be held to any type of accountability for their actions. The end. And
guess what's happening now? The guys who are seeing this, like the young guys that I told you I was in the school with, that was working this, they are not
nerd. You know,
they're not coming.
Them high school.
No. What I'm saying is they're not coming to black women's defense at all. What's happening is that they're seeing what's going on and they're saying, no, I'm not getting. You know why? Because we got to think about that shit in seconds. I can end up losing my life. I can end up losing my everything I worked hard for. Look what happened to Brian Banks. Look what happened to him.
Which one was Brian Banks?
Brian Banks was supposed to be a star football player in Long Beach Polytechnic, and this sister accused him of rape and made him lose 10 years of his life for nothing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So now the young dudes are seeing it and they're stepping off.
Yeah.
The young dudes are seeing it and they're stepping off. They're like, I'm not putting my life and my livelihood and all this other bullshit on hold because she said something which was a lie. And a lot of times they know this shit is a lie.
Oh shit, thanks for another super chat. He says Ebony is really with the fuckery juice today, shaking my head. Ebony, is that are you that must be E.
That means
the least
Ebony.
Real name. Okay, yeah. All right, well. I was like,
there goes perfect.
Don't dox her. But I guess everybody knows already. I guess everybody knows.
Am I right, perfect?
I was trying to figure out who the hell is Ebony. But yeah, perfect.
What about that?
The last words? You about to take us out of here because I'm getting.
You about to go? You're about to go.
Yeah, I'm about to go. No, go ahead. You got the last words. You about to take us on.
Man,
Thanks, O'Shea, for the other super chat. I appreciate that. And
yeah, man.
Perfect about to bring us on home. Go ahead.
I don't have a whole lot to say, but I was trying to catch X before he left, man, because he made a brilliant point, upon his exit, man, because he was saying that a lot of this stuff really has to do with them, trying to artificially inflate their own sense of self-worth. This whole thing of someone is always fucking with me, someone's always doing this. Because I've always noticed that with black women, bro, they really have this thing where they're always accusing someone of trying to get with them, someone of trying to do something to them. I mean, just always someone doing something, so.
Which is bullshit.
That was an excellent correlation on his part, man, because again, they have low self-esteem, as he also pointed out. So it's something like that gives them an artificial sense of self-worth, stupid shit like that, bruh. And to Nuruddin's point, so you brought up the whole Brian Banks thing, but in my opinion, I guess, but what that more so shows the Brian Banks thing is like it shatters this whole narrative where they say, well, if you date interracial, then them white girls are going to lie on you. But with Brian Banks, you had this black girl lie on him, say that he raped her. I mean, and he spent what 7 years in prison
10
before
years.
he finally
10 years.
something like that, and lost his NFL career. So yeah. So, but
He lost
anyway,
everything.
yeah. I mean, he might be getting money now, like after the movie, and I think he was an NFL coach or on the coaching staff or something, I believe.
He was on the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he might be bouncing back from that somewhat as far as that goes, but yeah, I was trying to catch X before he left, but obviously I was too late though.
Well, all right, we got to wrap it up right there. Let's thank everybody who came in, who liked the video, who hit the Cash App. Actually, only D-Rock Den hit the Cash App. At least I think that was D-Rock Den. I hope I didn't shout out the wrong person who hit the Cash App. But thank you, everybody who hit the Super Chat, hit the like button. If you shared, if you subscribed, I saw I had a new subscriber that came through. And yeah, that was D-Rock Den on the Cash App. I'd like to thank everybody who keeps this thing flowing and going and moving the way that it's moving. Like I said, we just hit 2,000 subs. So very happy about that. And with that said, we are out of here. Peace.